beti ebi etise armed wrestling after security agencies no eba be tag of peace when him say SHS outdoor eba be relay midley e brasa so be o ahoden e wo wadwem o ahoden e wo nipadua mu ene Akoma Asante Marathon 2024 asanya dru hobiem register abrado ani chemu e wo the front desk of Akoma FM e wo Kumasi City Mall opsitwa anasa obekọ Akoma FM social media handles ni nyina obeka link na e wo obetimi so awasap e 0242253723 bra yenhia namfo yentubrika e wo ahoden mu edane ye memenda 26 October 2024 anapon onum pepepe na ya hyase na ba bia ya hyase e Akoma FM animu haya yebekọ kowie e wo Kumasi Papa Yara Sports Stadium agudi EP and atani ebedi ebi etise armed wrestling after security agencies no eba be tag of peace when him say SHS outdoor eba be relay midley e Papa Yara Sports Stadium edano yebeto dame esidame hene yewia ye di jampa ebe hyehyɛ so Akoma from Asante Marathon for the best of the best your registration eneya
Akoma FM 87.9 Kumasi
was of urgent public importance in accordance
Akoma Asante Marathon 2024 asanya dru hobiem register abrado ani chemu e wo the front desk of Akoma FM e wo Kumasi City Mall opsitwa anasa obekọ Akoma FM social media handles ni nyina obeka link na e wo obetimi so awasap e 0242253723 bra yenhia namfo yentubrika e wo ahoden mu edane ye memenda 26 October 2024 anapon onum pepepe na ya hyase na ba bia ya hyase e Akoma FM animu haya yebekọ kowie e wo Kumasi Papa Yara Sports Stadium agudi EP and atani ebedi ebi etise armed wrestling after security agencies no eba be tag of peace when him say SHS outdoor eba be relay midley e Papa Yara Sports Stadium edano yebeto dame esidame hene yewia ye di jampa ebe hyehyɛ so Akoma from Asante Marathon for the best of the best your registration eneya
Akoma FM 87.9 Kumasi
for the 93-1 of the standing orders of Parliament. The statement drew rigorous debate instead of comment on the floor of Parliament, and this reverberated to the public in a heated national discourse. The Honorable Minority Leader, as part of his statement, called on the Speaker to follow precedent and declare vacant the seats of 4 members of Parliament pursuant to Articles 97(1)(g) and (h) of the Constitution. The Honorable Minority Leader informed the House that he had come to the notice of the Minority Caucus that certain members of Parliament had taken actions that contravene the provisions of Article 97(1)(g) and 97(1)(h) of the Constitution. Specifically, the Honorable Minority Leader alleged that A. Honorable Peter Yao Kwache Aka, Member of Parliament for Amenfi Central, who was elected on the ticket of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, had filed with the Electoral Commission to contest the upcoming 2024 parliamentary elections as an independent candidate. B. Honorable Andrews Asiama Amwako, independent member of Parliament for Formina, and currently serving as the second deputy speaker, had filed to contest the 2024 parliamentary elections on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party, NPP. C. Honorable Kwajo Asante, Member of Parliament for Suhum, who was elected on the ticket of the NPP, had filed with the Electoral Commission to contest the upcoming 2024 parliamentary elections as an independent candidate. And D. Honorable Cynthia Mamile Morrison, Member of Parliament for Aguna West, who was elected on the ticket of the MPP, had filed with the Electoral Commission to contest the upcoming 2024 parliamentary elections as an independent candidate. In the light of these developments, the Honorable Minority Leader invited the Speaker to declare the seats of these 4 members vacant in accordance with Article 97(1)(g) and 97(1)(h) of the Constitution 1992. According to his submission, if these seats are declared vacant, the resultant effect on the composition of this House would be that the NDC would have 136 seats, while the MPP would have 135 seats, thus making the NDC the majority party in Parliament. This statement sparked intense debate in the House, with members raising questions of constitutional interpretation and the role of the Speaker in the enforcement of Article 97 of the Constitution, particularly in the matter of the vacation of seats by members of Parliament. It is therefore incumbent upon me, as Speaker of this House, to address these issues thoroughly. In doing so, I am simply applying the provisions of the Constitution 1992, Parliamentary Act 1965, Act 300, the Standing Orders of Parliament 2024, precedents, and established legal principles. The issue of interpretation and enforcement of the Constitution lies in the bosom of the Supreme Court and not that of the Speaker. And so I proceed to tell you my understanding of Article 97. Honorable members, at the core of the Minority Leader's statement are the provisions of Article 97(1) of the Constitution of Ghana, 1992, which govern the circumstances under which a member of Parliament shall vacate his or her seat in Parliament. The relevant sub-clauses of the provision read as follows. Article 91 states, a member of Parliament shall vacate his seat in Parliament. G, if he leaves the party of which he was a member at the time of his election to Parliament to join another party or seeks to remain in Parliament as an independent member. Or H, if he was elected a member of Parliament as an independent candidate and joins a political party, unquote. Honorable members, my humble view is that Article 97(1)(g) and H operate to prevent what the old school refers to as cross-carpeting or carpet crossing, as witnessed in the early legislative councils and parliaments of the Gold Coast and the Republic of Ghana, respectively. Cross-carpeting is now part of what is referred to as defection or party switching, when a member of Parliament who was elected on the ticket of one political party leaves that party to join another, or when an independent member of Parliament joins a political party after being elected as an independent member, or a party member acts similarly. The concept of defection raises significant concerns about the integrity of political representation. When voters elect a candidate, they do so based not only on the individual's personal qualities, but also on the political party platform they represent. Party switching or defection, therefore, can be seen as a breach of the mandate and social contract between the member of Parliament and the electorate, as it changes the political
87.9 Kumasi.
It's Akoma 87.9 FM. Yes, it's another Saturday morning. Good morning, Ghana. Paya Tanasini Asuma Santa Maya Sum Ghana. Ghana Kotraba. Prepare for December 7th. And some Pina so na Koso Ewa Ghana. And I know Paya Tanasi Bedin Komo. To ready a friend will soon. Yano pay na yes somona ya pija. Oh my Ghana akona ni.
Akoma FM 87.9 Kumasi.
Na anopay ebenya bremini Edison John. Obibini akona mensa. Benjamin Edu production na anopay. Na na ya odi eko social media live anopay we are live on Facebook, YouTube Akoma 87.9 FM. Get in touch. Your messages bibia no fatu na yenkin kan fama. Anopay benya brand edi nkoma ba I share the eko so Parliament and then the Supreme Court granting stay of execution for the ruling as Speaker Bagbin Edibaye. Kemun Semeti saying, Manfo Bisa said, the Ekos way, I'm here on Tuesday. Now, Speaker Bagbin is also known. One of because I'm here on Tuesday na Parliament, Ebesa Tanasi. The Speaker. Definitely, because who be paying when he responded to the executive. We expect something from him, but no pay Benya bread in Komopa. Alan Kodoche Martin, within the week, you can't watch much. There is a walker and Ebas. Now, maybe a Martin Sim. Martin Sim, and pay. I'm going to do the KO. So far, campaign in Yamasia. Now, walk on no Afra Frantor mega victory walk on a Baswa Nasa saying. A Permose, a Miami be a war city more. But in the Munu Yabusa say a Baswa Nasa saying. And a Pebenya Brenia share. The fight against illegal mining is it ongoing? As Yahuya a war brim around the water bodies, what we saw no is it ongoing and as ye jai and opening na no ewofia ye ba benya brania di home come on. But for now I have a date and a time with His Excellency Akwasi Edodike our hana no pem yeni komo yen hyase na ye how things will go any day. Meaning Edison John we are bokode
yeah
na asantimantem minim say we say mo ya ende mo caravan town ana me kan say so mo ya ende
you say John me yi wa no na ansa na no ma me chia o te kokko so de menhia mpadimfo na me nchia alankojo chematin eja wa ye bida na o sabe ye bi
Akoma FM 87.9 Kumasi.
Change ne Alliance for Revolutionary Change for me. Say John. You want to say. Walk on a basso.
What can a basso?
I yet fake news be say and Crawford be say I postpone and no correct. In I fake a basso. Now a victory mega walk. And couldn't you know Alan where dear we all the 16 regions are follow my Alan. And menen and nam Ghana for minimum contumpucha.
Akoma FM 87.9 Kumasi.
Had you ever done Trompe? Now the woman says, I don't. Ya come crunk to be every caravan visiting. Ya and your cry about 40 communities. But being Ghana for a bojo de cost when this in MPP. In Cron we have a corner. A dear na ya passa na bon tene e futuro e kwan bibia ya passa a dear be wo krom wa ye MPP ni NDC flag e japade a ye nkro ketwa no
omanya no
Akoma FM 87.9 Kumasi
of MPP NDC e japade o mu je ma ye flag any posters
party flags ne
any posters.
Wow.
ɛna wokɔ mining site nso deɛ a nsuo baako kura no wa mehunu yɛ a wosa binom ɛyɛ yie woma sɛ yɛkwa yɛ nyinara nti sɛ dwɔn kuromɔfoɔ no mu sɛ masa yɛtia no wɔbɛkyinkyimi yɛ nsa ɔmu de atua sogyafoɔ intimidations
ɛwɔ deɛ hɛn galamsey
no wɔfuo ka sɔ mpena adeɛ bɛkyɛ bɛba no yɛ tu kyɛ sɛ ɛnneɛma basaa obiara ne hɔ a wɔyɛ legal money o ɔmu kɔgye krataa so mu ba bɛyɛ small scale money a na ɔma dan ne galamsey because small scale money no ɛnhyɛ yɛ wɔn sɛ ɔbɛkata so na wastart koraa adua nnua it goes with land reclamation ɛti ana bɛtena nkurɔfoɔ bi ka ɛna mekuta license it is never true they are all doing illegal man mekora deɛ large scale foɔ no nyinara we need to audit them
now after o submission no obi draw my attention to it sɛ deɛ woka no ɔno yɛ adwen that it shouldn't be small scale miners
at all
nka large scale for no bi wɔ hɔ a ɔmo nso so sense asese nsuo
nsuo they are not
conforming nyinaa no nka yɛn hot ne nyinaa
they are not conforming to mining regulations said Australia for ne US for and yes I know meanwhile
but as we speak wohwɛ a mampani sɛ yɛn use operation hot no ɛmfa nyɛ adwuma and that is that say wahu how
fana sem to baabi kura ko fana sem to baabi kura o ka galamsey no your mama ka galamsey no me say wo mienu nyina ye bi Argentina
o mienu nyina ye bi
mama tam no galamsey
with evidence and answer
me o video bi wa do mama ka say ye ja galamsey na ye ko first ka wa hin de ayo ma no gold no ye export to e galamsey ja riba bebre nya adwuma e me say e wa pa me mo abo
and they say nanu ya no ka wasam nanu ya ne
ka wo atenka magana fo a obadwen sika ho asene nipa nipa nyanzo no yadua ni nya polluted contaminated tourism kwa ye lusu because boni bia no beba say oba nsare with this filthy environment
87.9
now tourism so my catch good am panyi ko for time eniema na tourism yema ye no nya bi ni na de garam sa eniema no eto man ye di na wu how can you be thinking of sika obenya ne than lifelong survival of the people me ntiase ye na wo so we political party ya to abama environment na wo operate wo party no o say no wan kasa unyansan we you are destroying the environment you are operating your party et we jimi for sabe
no but that no too bad
masa edan ya wutimu o say dan with impunity unyansan we ya na nya didi atemo aya common sense just am can go for answer what you say you are too emotional because people can and common sense at all or maybe they don't have
common sense
now common sense about say ade ebo wa ho bai e ma wugina as a nipa ebemo we leave you dare not.
I see. Inti see ya can say. Never say share walk no kakra. Ye share walk because when him say in the next maybe 10-15 minutes best start a movie. Na it's very important say ye bema asantema ehun walk na koso no. Route befa any said the be obi ho no wusia probably ebi ano ometo culture center de no movie. Obi hu ba bi obefa na oba be sia to say mo ba be drew city more ha so route no ye hefa na mofa
be free cultural center if you are the any akire kagitia
okay
pampa so true na ya fasa for labor
it ba be fa two for runabout na makokofa Roman Hill ho
there be e fasa for labor
oh okay
ye the any akire amakum na eduru amakum junction na ya costed room through Virginia na you see say Calvary Methodist na street to more
oh okay I see and the information is that baby a what be say and I walk on Amazon and you know crack.
Oh, and you know, you better come back to put into the city. Then,
all right.
Now, you're gonna, you know, I got better. So, a month for you doing cronky to one. Umuma and Castle, yes, some asio, and I your mantra, yes, some asio, may say, election way, but we are quite an empire 30%. Domama couldn't empire 37%.
Is there any basa? You are not also winning.
Yanni.
Aye.
It's a young win, yeah.
Because 30-30, no, already 60% echo.
Now you have 40%.
Someone winning here.
Massa. Now you have 40%, yeah. And then I just say,
you cannot be declared as president. I mean, because you need to get 50% plus one.
To me, you have another window. That is runoff. If I thought you say, it is an unlikely event. Say and man when you one toucher. There's another window for runoff, which I sincerely believe. Say, Ibiswa, you greater Kumasi. A constituency in Yayim. Yaya will create a very about greater Kumasi. That is why me bantama. Nanano, Yakofa Alaba. I was shocked of my life. Na Alaba Murum Besi Zoo. My brother Jai.
Akoma
FM. Baumia. Who can say go for oil? And a bebo Ghana. Maybe I'm starting free. Or say what $2 at 2 boom.
Now I have a question. And I can embassy a shape about the economy, how Allah wants
to deal with that. Mainly, a lot of people influenced by dollar a woman. We say watch $1 to boom. Satam never be 430. A presume do 11 cities. I'm a catch a Ghana for say. I've heard a whole go for oil. Dollar no, a bit now 11 cities. I'm a sabra can Japan crab can't say. And now economic a friend saying your economic adversities are adversary. Ama waboka $12 million. Go for oil buy. We are implementing from 11 cities. Baumia campaign yana dollar ne kosoro. Baumia campaign yana dollar kosoro. Baumia campaign yana dollar kosoro. How can we entrust the fortunes of this country under such an incompetent a friend is saying character?
And so special, a bit deviated from the normal economic approach I had handle my to this stage.
Number one, government expenditure. Martin, when it comes to management, a kufa suruno. A kufa wadia Alancha Martin sao. You know, sir, or beteki over him, or pay for more creditably. It won't pass. Ana Alancha Martin ajapadia o ajapadia bukwa wa ye bia wonwie no Alancha Martin ba obetranketi o mani o ma akufado ehhehye no ento aso it will per somebody ono e de na chibeja no ama na to aso ama no ama Ghana asofa look Alancha Martin say na say akram no kase school feeding emo e de man kora ni nyina yekra tin tomatoes bibia yekra. But you should not company book room and your friend food distribution companies. But I call your friend ask me. And about this city food. And I care champion. Say no more. Government buffalo. Omo ankasa more license and ska. How many concrete to them? Utu aboard ya no matter. Utu bancha no matter. Utu tomatoes are no matter. In your adwa whatever. No matter the about government. Buffer punum. Yana na abano di bi school school for. And na yankwa akwadu no mu de ne imported. The bell of foreign currency in koso. Aduane ya de man kura school feeding. Obi akra mo aba no. Na obi akoto e de bi ato so. E de akoma aba. Ya de school feeding ya be sesa no. E de Ghana nuane amankura na di amoma empoma yedin
when they say buying planting for food and jobs so air supply buffer stock kakra entirely say yeah importing entirely
no air supply tomatoes if you Burkina Faso jene efri Niger emo no efri abrochire chemade aban supply wakoba anwa abrochire wakoba fa hoda wow so musisi say Ghana be produce aduane amana bro so ni asto do abro 1 grain brand abro 1 grain since akoto sisi warehouse ni si ho abro 1 grain ebi nem akoto ofiri kwada no e kwada so mp ko ne backyard ko je na anope ye free ni je ne Burkina sane mani nyina is going to be a thing of the past. We are going to encourage the farmers by buying their foodstuffs at the farm gate. Eti utuba ya ni etu akati se de to koko no. Eti kwani no already market for the foodstuffs. Eti no enya dia na libe has one do. That is going to push emeburu na eba no into agriculture. Na ebesa aboa wo mo with startup monies to go into agriculture. You be to borehole. You be nyama bebre dia support to. Am agriculture ya kono. You be say so agricultural parks. E be afu ebomu be 2,000 acres, 3,000 acres, 5,000 acres. Na ba ko for dia helicopter spray no ba ne so wo
na against us na bi wo ho de for sa de wo kan.
E bi wo ho.
Because illegal mining there yen sa CCC. Are you sure say mo benya that vast land that will count 2,000, 5,000 acres necessary for you?
Illegal mining. Yeah, Baba land reclamation. Yeah, ba. Ebe mo ma hoto for a year to do introspection and fix the problems. No, ensure your technology be tiani. And sasana say no, wo mo ko Galamsey ba day na, ye mo 200 cities a day. No, we are going to engage them. Na ya zonu baby access na me ma wo mo. Na ya the earth moving machines akọ ya kata so no na ya the sumra ne niema egu so no mo the rake yi plastics ne wo mu no na atumi assign a resuscitate the nutrients of the soil.
Okay, so you bet me nyasa vast land in the.
Oh yes, and I want to say we give you so no you reclaim we are farmer. We are going to plant commercial trees. Ebema odumwa wane saa no na benom ebeduadu ama atwe acidity metals na wo ensase no atwe ni nyina afrim ama yetimi asan enya yensase back enti ye no ye one aspect ye wi Ghana for bebo mu nsama mai everybody, because we are determined to reclaim the lost land and also the forest cover.
According to my plan on a Greek, you know, more share state farming and how I beat my side because I know some time back na na a boama or minus so to me Eddie and Saka say didn't say a book say we are a bit my boy. They all can represent Sadi and one.
Yeah, they are in your state farm per se, but by public-private partnership. What it means is say a Bible bought your friend indigenization, a Bible born crophobi chidom, our muyem funo, na abano equity sum, na free abane monitor say, yeah, strategic implementation, a core 101. Ye nyama individual and one. There will be monitoring and evaluation of government equity in the farming. It is a very private sector led, backed by government French equity.
Industrialization, yensha honso so. Menimsa alpha alan oka industries and industrialization. Can mention 1D1F as one of the major policies or starting one Jumaye. So now getting opportunity, say on one betimi Asha engineer Bibiano, I'm sure say also so you'll be supporting that cause. My interest here how Alan ni industry and I say the GTP no the target for industries because the producer and no say go waste as we speak because say o call offense so in the areas offense crowd no those days na ye watermelon o call offense so tobuto a ma etimi de begu ho obeto bia betwam na pro sasa na control nti when we are able to invest in agric e was say enema be free mu aba no yetimi e process na oman no so nya so mfa so nya sa say ne obesi de sika akwa akohye mu kwa. What is the focus about industrialization under the GTP?
What I mean, bet me I say Calipo and get no. Yeah, the school for the account government
feeding program no.
Because you started this shem kwalanasia. O many na kwala boka na to free factory ho near the man kwala no enno a omumpom be den factory no be fa nipa sika be circulate within Ghana. Eti one day to one factory the entire ntimi nkɔ n'anim sɛ deɛ ɛkɔ no ɛbra yɛwura alankodwo kyɛmaten de baeɛ no wɔn implementation firi nsɛm kɔma maa me ɔhene gift kunadu at the presidency nti ne ma nkɔ sɛdeɛ na wɔsɛ ɛkɔ na nka na ne yie mu paa ka baabi a ɔtamelɔ wɔ no na factory ne si hɔ baabi a wei wɔn ti aban na bɛ identify enclave a production of varieties of food crops ɛwɔ and nkede se bia agogo near tomato factories yo near the variety a ye industry ma tomato yeah traditional tomato too much of water content and they say the variety of more fiber e ma agogo fo ni dua na ye ade a frɛ no industrial farms factory na benya the farm na fe agro scheme abeka ho di dabia no the factory will be assured of all year round supply of raw materials. Eti sani ye ba be ye no. Na fi e kwa be fa so a ye be boa ma yen foreign currency ejina no ma ko ne se koko yemfa yankoji syndicated loan biem. Ye ba yankoji ye be form consortium of banks to buy cocoa, the purchases of cocoa. What it means is the cities never talk. It cocoa be a brutal. And I'm saying, young Kwaji loan in foreign currency, our brutal, 2 billion worth of cocoa a best sport. Yet scanning a beba Ghana. And I will program your friend Eba Cocoa Plantation Program. In school, Sumne, baby, or campus, you know, if you do a cocoa to give oxygen. And at the same time, school yearly at the Abo school no punto. And
that is schools are more land.
More compound, yes.
More land.
I be a cocoa way. And to say, cash you soon you do away. Ya be do ya. No school name shade. And climate matras, yes, Shandia. No summer school niska. No summer oxygen. A cobasa, a big boost to production of the raw materials. Near the Nina so cost centers are the production. After being introduced. You be reintroduce school farm ana katetoni yen e di nya be banam kura no ati agriculture say dey see practically and so no is
there schools no be na so a communities now include school land it becomes difficult
do do na so ma secure be o ma toto wo so ati ase afei yesu so na ye wo mre bi Ghana we export 50% of the export proceeds you know I was say a back returning to Bank of Ghana to friend saying to boost our forest reserves. America free 1992 me yin yin afri ho amobi export wa scout be ene mo be export say ka we le yen nhye mu no because say ye ni abofuru shares your percentages you know I will say half of the money automatically a bagana. It is a export oil to the tune of $7 billion a year. I will say 3.5 billion bar for the company's operations and the Ghana equity. I will say back to Ghana. Sana gold. I will say BPR na among more foreign currency about Bank of Ghana. It import so a no will ensure say a pass it through Bank of Ghana. so that we can regulate our imports and ensure say we don't go off the required import bill. Yen na yaja tum say Emma Sidino Emre no. Nti to say ye mitigate the free flow of the city no. Ye could be reverse na 1 to 1. That is our target because
1 to 1 them.
1 city $1.
Hey,
that is our job. You bet my uti kroma ebeye because companies are crying men no better say
1 cedi
to $1. Yes, that is our target. Me a businessman.
No, but 1 cedi to $1.
The American me a businessman. I know how. A bit my. We the businessmen, we create something out of nothing. Me say that is our target. Therefore, me. Yabama cedi, 1 cedi about $1 because you have the competency. Now you and your idea go up quite more. They didn't know for I endorse you. I presidential candidates are more tune for. Why not? What we did in the plan, I'm more tune for. I'm not endorse. Obiano.
And the mum say Alan, the anona crew of Mzono Kita.
All kind of shame. Menana said, "You may woman na babedi and yes, I got and was a and if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And I am NDC or mark. They don't.
No, but say they have their manifestos.
What is manifesto?
Well, that is what.
Manifesto is full of promises. And one manifesto, no what try him say, maybe I make IMF.
We are the him.
One day, what try him say, maybe I make Kojibo Sana Bay man.
Obiadi.
One day, what try him say, maybe I banja party or that. Maybe I make
87.9.
Me who say Obiadi.
And why do you rely on manifesto? Another. Consider now a Kufa manifesto.
There be.
What the $58 million a Tuamana?
Open so understanding the plan. No,
Mamponte, and Voyaco Nara, I am also Alanko Chamati.
So be anya kwenya kai GTP.
Of course, Anna, academia, you call Legon, Akoma Legon, Phobi. Omo kinka we mu invite Emma yet no busa questions and then ya answer ni nyina. Ye wia ya beba kwame nkuma ye beko tech akwa ye so obi a wo ye opega na yie na nani abresa awosanse saba no. There's no point so be jala nkodwo chemate ho mame ka sem chro Alan and wame ya assemble 5 vehicles wa assembly plant Toyota kan no mu ye de ba ni nyina ye enema ye ya ebema foreign currency na akofo bi na Toyota produce e woni krom labor ni bibia woni krom no da ba beton amaye ana chamate se da bi be no ha na krofo so ensua se de sie Toyota na elam say ye en Ghana suntino e bo ne mra form na duty sem ni nyina mra form and
but these are achievements MPP aban their kind of achievements. How do you attribute that one to Alan Kwejechemate? As they as
MPP decision biano a collective responsibility.
Okay.
But individual accountability. Alan Kwejechemate mbem no. O MPP me ku etsa kwaye.
87.9.
E dia na aye no kwaye no. E ba short yase. Yes.
Nti dua bia ba bia wusi bia de na wo ye.
E dia na wo ye. I said don't what yase na sentem do. So it is collective responsibility of the party, but the buck stops on individual accountability. Jalan Martin was standing tall. Hey, woman copy president Nedium. O mu biara no Jalan Martin now. E bra o ma ba mu da. O meye politics. Na bra bo anu abo. E wiase a wabo a. Ansa na the political life. Esunyama wa ye no. The whole world ye pay nipa 100 a wo ma dwene mu da ho am ya transition Y2K alongside Brigade Condoleezza Rice. If you said to his friend, he was the only African friend. WTO, World Trade
Organization.
We, UN, World Bank, IMF, and the Tosso 9. Africa now, if you could do Martin say, you for Director General the whole world, man. Do when or a second to do when Africa now, Africa intercontinental trade area. Any branch out South Africa, Betty Diamuda, next current carbon thing. It is a Ghana for one China. Nigeria petrochemical industry, no. Umaba Tonchina or Ghana or Sakwam Despine more. Now, Sikano Aka Africa, ya. Any branch out. Alan Martin war 9 years. No, I said that college. 9 years. That's what I say.
Yeah.
And I got Martin. Nelson Mandela free prison by. None of this Bruno. Because now South Africans, no, and Peduma, not to trust them, you there because of Senate women freedom fighters. And I pass 7-member committee. I'm being inculcated entrepreneurship into the South Africans. And I got Martin 7-member committee no account on the man South Africa Mandela subsidy economically.
So my Ghana your wadi your
what has one at a phone in a kind? Or say Alan Kojoche Martin. I was going to form a copanacho say, Yura, baby, I will custom at the partisanship. I say Ghana Biduno. Yeah, be patchos at the former and the vehicle. And the signs are clear on the walls. Alan Kojoche Martin is the next president of the Republic.
Maybe me share a controversial issue in your plan. Free education. Meba mame ne John Amponsa enim komaga kra aso abarum mi aboko de
boko Sir John
na ma so do yellow yasam getwa Alan Kojoche Martin as I say kremu di he baby how Alan Kojoche Martin
yeah answer no bekasa enin tra no mo Yura Kufo Abem. And him for Gudono Moasante region. And near Corn Northern region. Tamale Krakasai. Oh, we now for Rama Alan Kojoche Martin. It is a winning out to let's who will see time on Baumia and Mama. Ghana now hand because
I see.
And before Ghana now him. And he can say, Umuma to Abama Alan Kojoche Martin secretly. They are secret voters.
Nano, I abranche baako or na ye call edumno. O se on krofo bebre omo hye omakoma mu no. Alan ehyemu omo ti MPP mu a. He was talking about a million
anya MPP ngwa wo.
Omo do so.
To mama NDC for no kra bamba bu no. Ye ko kan so ni ho. Na ba ye ma ekoko afra ba cheche ma ekoko man ketekete. Ama
mama John Amponsa nwie because he has been handling the work. It is very important say what for no pay because but what is it work no because from when we na mate say work no na postpone emma so ne ade what is happening
Sir John edase say my ba me offer odike wo hadada now me kasa ama ye papa Alan Kojoche Martin anopei so odi ntia soronko magana fo nyina o se me nka nkyere Ghana fo se ifri nura esa hase be 8 o'clock
8 p.m.
and before then cry memfa no 7 fast forward no na 7 and MPP for esa hase send flyers flyer bia ya twere so mega walk no postponed ti ehunu ye no na wo say ye rapid response ye I feel say John ebo anajo be say 10 to 11 enu omu ko ye bulk messages egu nkrofo phone so say dwumadie no maso enti me papa Alan Kojoche Martin say me kan kire Ghana for say dwumadie no abaso live nye say bebo abaso live wa me ne wo kase culture center
is yellow
go nyina ye yellow ye twen kakra bi enu 2 hours ni enuanu me free nchiri no aba beka ye ne ewo inner city no na se John hwe ade bia nyame nsa wo mu ye si dwumadie ni din de sei afrafranto mega victory walk na MPP no say spirit na di ade na chi no wonu ma fa ba bia hunu nti wonu ma fa ba bia hunu nti na oso mbom pane
and we were accusing MPP for I mean
Sir John,
have you had a direct source that say
yes Sir John da agenda we sha ase no esi manim sorry say me Igbo station bi wo afidie so na me call As FM na me free oyirepa na me call As FM me see me tra edum me de be ni chile ba na me nya call say Kesbe hia me enti me call Kesbe no say na abrantie bi di odike any ni group akwaji sika free
odike ben na okay
odike MPP odike
odike no we me junior Waduma secondary school.
Okay.
In fact, now my man a me year with school. Now my man kitchen.
Oh, okay.
The Antiage who team ya. And yeah, Bushia so. And my cousin do mine.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And the of family didn't school. Our name.
Okay.
When we school no, na me near dinner. Nam South in my dear. Eti no enquire say odika from me 10. If you are tafo, if you are brutally, so many of them. It's a tear for Muti Odika and your original Odika.
Very good.
One way fake.
Okay,
so Sir John, amazingly, Seno Marco Jessica or Dr. Baomiani Napo, the MPP Asante region ho. Say,
hey, that's a serious.
Oh yeah, me catch me say Akwana Numto Nikasa Natchez Home Kojiska. Sir John, I said ye ni politicism. Me and estimate me I say me different Kojiska. But integrity nti me nti be free Alan Kojo Chematiensi. Enti say all of a sudden no obi free chire Kojo Sir John
na omo wo no mo kan
no omo ka 1 year ni
no mo kan mo
say
no
na omo ka before Alan Debbie
Odika ni impact for yen.
Debbie me bamba
No impact for yen.
me ba no omo no
Me we see me time was ani man.
no omo no every mu da 1 year ni o
ntomo na spread that
Debbie me can see asem so say they wanted to take advantage of event way to take money from MPP to say Judas ekoji sika say Yesu die omu koji sika no omu de omu atwitwiri Alan Chematem party adani movement ba ye kan trom say sa odike ni group na ye sa press conference see manim edana sem American we don't know them.
Okay,
let's
look at the issue.
Substantive issue
yes,
no the ye kan edi akire Ghana fo nyina ne say Akoma FM ekwa akire walk na baso walk na MPP say emaso no walk na baso na spirit of the walk no na abo won pusa enti sebe potobribri na ache won wu de wo ye Sir John abawo a victory.
Okay,
abawo between John Mahama and His Excellency Alan Kojo Chirematin. No two ways, nothing. MPP can't grow in. You cannot play regardless of whatever armor they have gathered. Omun can't grow in. All right. Victory walk no aropa ya 6 o'clock. Sir John Maminfa plan no and to ja. Number 1, yes, your catcher center. If you are, you be run from or Akko, KJT runabout. Hello FM area. If you are, you beba abesini SC, a quaya, Udiko Roman here. Na Akko straight ya. Eko straight ya. Ebekwa kopie overhead. So Asafu no afa left ofa left ya e de wo ko labor usi labor ye be wo so e de yakọ Amekom runabout ye drew Amekom runabout e be twam first no na ki be wura afa Virginia ba ye be twam ni yakọ First Johnson oh you're right now I see studio kwenu now I go straight to more ekwani them are straight to more enti more ho hesi America say onum so amount to microphone any bibi
oh sami anope me ba na me hwe de na ekoso I mean
yes
omo stage ho a na bi nso so ho say wɔn nso hwɛ nnuane sɛ bibia fine
sɛ deɛ ne kurom ha bɛyɛ dɛm wotena fie a woha wo ho wotena fie a woha wo ho wotena fie a woha wo ho yɛwura alankɔdwo kyerɛ baten sɛ youth no agye no tom wɔsɛ menka nsɛm baakɔ pɛnkyerɛ youth no wɔse adwuma na wahunu sɛ youth no ha wo nyinaa ɛdi kan ɔmu ni adwumayɛ wɔsɛ menka sɛ wɔyɛ aware of the plight of the youth na ɔbaa ne industrialization economy na ɔpɛ sɛ wɔyɛ ɛyɛ enterprise economy no ɔbɛma enyuma wantimi ankreti koraa no over 2 million jobs in his first term of office na Ghana for yaso ansuo yaso ansa MPP abedi yenim NDC abedi yenim for over 32 years abiribia no eka ene di yenim abiribia no omukọ IMF none of them have plan aside the manifesto enti the owo plan any alankojo chiremati great transformational plan within the plan no ye wo mera meba be kire how you restore a resilient economy
me no dike gu so you sound come on John Medase thank you very much na Medase pa
beti ana say ablan papa biti mu station ba kon e na alankojo chiremati e na NDC for na sponsor no look Alan MPP want to raise fund Emma Alan has international recognition. Alan wa gurumu entrepreneurs over 2,000 kasapla kurumi na ya Alan boys okuta over 10 B5 from mom ya young Ross big companies na kasi ye na Alan boys na mo amumu ni mo wa ba mu kura mo ya kampa mu nso ana mo na Boko Haram for na ejijiska atutura samfo a wote aso dem a no ma kumni pe wo nyina e wo Nigeria Nigeria fo huna mane
okay
Boko Haram ana mo jijiska wo mo
the Sharia law
na mo di Boko Haram fo ska be ya election ga o man no e de be e ma be nipa kwa be da kwa sori dem e ke mo fo be da kwa mosque e ma be da pie
enti it is not true say mo obi na finance
na agenda na kodo chematen wonye nipa ketwa wasase we so enya Ghana o na onim ye kroma na de ye papa wo mpa aka champo be di president asantefo mi kromfo de ano ye ne saa enso ebra e champo ewuye ebesi ne adwuma champo ye president bia me ye bida mo doba fo na mo peso mo ba no wo mo ba no mo be di mo hwamo mo doba fo na mo peso mo ba no wo mo ba no mo be di mo hwamo adentra mo ye so emotional na mo apply mo common sense do betima ye no se de ne ko uko electoral commission any party na electoral commission you know apart from parliamentary presidential no any individual anything assemble ho ye court a any party na court any pakro na ojan na court
if you want to add the party to it you can do that yes
no na e man so ni sin na so e bia no be join keke but what I'm telling Ghanaians is say party no or sponsor candidate but no the kwaya adwuma no e nipa no mo sponsor no na okọ he no ono ninim de na kwaya adwuma no eti alankodwa chematen wo mu aspire for this position obi na wode da na nkokom kura
anyway
mo me aka no krancha Ghana for
na me ka say be policy one of the things you betimi aka ho asem e for ko Facebook page live o Akoma 87.9 FM na education on education what is the plan for Ghana education in fact when him say we say public university or bar first years mo call mo academic fees be be here to the amamo we say your policy papa de ma tertiary from the transition from junior basic no to senior high no at the moment you free meaning whether you have a plan as in GTP there's a plan specifically targeting the education sector, i.e. secondary education and tertiary education.
Of course, education is the backbone of every country. It's the key. But you see, yeah, they are not quite theory, chew, pour, and pass. And crowd not say free SHS hereby. I bet pour more unemployed SHS graduates into the street.
Akoma FM 87.9 Kumasi.
Na yen target ade friend no talented education.
Okay.
You know, a system of education. The nyame obo ade nyankopon usu ne oban ne de odi ehye wo mu a ubetimi aye no ya de curriculum ba kindergarten ho kro ni nyina no ebeyi saa de we passionate na we talented no ebeyi aba eyi ba eno na ye direct akora no school a wo so okro education your skills and just okotro na education training. It is that training, I was saying one Quran the competent, a Quran area of interest. Na ya buano, na ebem nebe buo no ne omani na. Say education na ye kan wansem. Yes, sa curriculum ne de no ba. Of more practicals than theory. It is a Quran school no he carry his or her job wherever he goes. Ekobasa they are passionate about their work, about their job. Eti any hanim eba saa so a they feed into the global job market. Baby obekuro biara no o carry ni job. For instance, we are China education. Kindergarten here kire nkora no say dey si pamade, say dey si edi police, say dey si ko soldier, say dey si eye businessman, say dey si no nuane. Saa nyama no na yedi omude starting from nkora no basic. Eti mo kronyo na of a specialty school su ne bem wa be lawyer mo nkuru mu school am be kro mo to aso school no emu be papai wo mo ye science emu be papai wo mo ye engineering ene engineering science no e be ko be bi ba ko ene agric science no afi wo mo be law ne ade e be ko be bi kan afi wo mo be business afi wo mo be vocational wo mo be technical na ye sone so ne ye pass obi akọ ni area of interest na ekobasa we are inculcating speciality of their choice into the people. Eti free SHS na eye aba betna omo bia ne kro mu die nye because enye made in Ghana nnuane ye de ma wo eno de medical kan ho asem say government bafa no ye de made in Ghana ene be feeding kwala no na fi
87.9
kuma friends say a teacher for so ye ma ye ni akomo wo ma ka tuasem ene ade ba mu mani aka adwuma no ene sa no mani nya say kodwo chamaten wonu say edwo so waje 5,000 acres say first $130 million I am ready babe industrial Kumasi industrial park e wo do so ye kwadro bron so ye hunu say ye betima ye similar park wo sa nwoma no sa industrial park we ebe fa nipa over 1.5 million industry si beba now ya be production more na railway line na edile no sa factories na be ma railway line no railway company assurance say omu de nyama fitama abo begu wankra ina port a factories nso be produce nyoma for export a train no airba no ekoso a enko empty na sa de nyama so kotema eti ebema railway transportation no ay akono what you say ye plan say ye this sky train ebeba Kumasi ne Accra initially sky train no a train na mo so osoro ejina na mo de left ye si from eti betima first street no apampam sa from tech from your friend say alan kwadwo chamatin krom edweso to be a friend say Mamponten e was stop so be jina sa na bi so free e bi a your friend say Antoa aba bese ko abu akwa tru kagetia na e bi so free e bi a lake side e bi a friend say feyase aba bitwama eti enenam Kumasi na ekoti se ye enkwalato e di agoro eti ofura edura no asi na efom na adwo na traffic na reduce afena na ye be bus lanes no so ye be well planned bus lanes ye be ma buses and so aye adwuma na fe trotro for no ye be ma wo mo brand new cars your concept your friend father than be what it means in say you be empower Toyota no amoma your van passenger cars you de be yadwuma ko krom keto no ene taxi say mo that the nyinara you be prefer street because you the support from Hyundai or the support from Kia or the support from Nissan and then Navara Mumra and then Kroma Muhu pick up made in Ghana. Kojosa Foso electronic cars. I be Uber Nissan Mano Ninara. We are engaging them na umat my ama ye komutin Ghana Haron Akuyi. Eti minua yegusu ayeye adwuma Ghana was Yalusu Blaster Line Yalusu State Hotels MPP ni ndisi aton man mo japade nyina ama your environment kwa uma sai ama ene yare ena uma koto abrɛn me no ka say kidney problems se koso nyina ye Galamsey wo mu de awuduro etuo ohine bia no ekɔ no ho a we are happy about Galamsey na wohwɛ ye kuro baby a mining site na masa wudu awre be ho nipa no na wohwɛ sɛ de why proper na wohwɛ ade atimodin ni sɛ ye pescane no ma
me would we mama in 2 minutes that mean faumra governance sankasanian because you see I can say an issue has got to do with this document the 1992 constitution and na man speaker declare seats vacant now Supreme Court senior abutre ye ba be chichiri mu ansa article 97 na sana say ode no bi gina agina until say be chichiri mu you cannot execute it entimi nya adwuma. This is the document oman no ye de ebo ye bra now the ambiguity wo ho ye nti we ase we kra no just ye Supreme Court ne akogin mu. I mean, you better governance. Me, hold on, me yes on governance. Governance.
My brother, your constitution a baller.
Oh, there be.
Baller
there. I mean, you may have a different way of describing it, but baller there.
A bogus,
a living document.
A living document, a stagnant. Yeah, dear, stagnant. Our constitution, proper one, must be a living document. By the way, a stagnant constitution. Enti emre akwaja no ewiase nyina akwaja constitution abadada na emre koja oso efra watete kwa constitution we it doesn't serve the interest of the people it serves the interest of the president na Akufo-Addo be expose the flaws in the constitution Akufo-Addo be say constitution we ye de adwuma enye yie biem yakwa officer man kan for me na man hene enfuni nyinara se krata we ye de adwuma emwaye na pipi ne ndisi omo mpe de sa because omo pe o man ahwe ase na omo nko anya ye ho omo pe se Ghana gina ba bi egina no na yato aba na omo ba kuntan me na ma ban aba how dare you se Ghana fo nyina ko salai na wo yenyi mu se we wan kama ban ho we nka ho we yenim no akwa enko develop ye nya vote o. Can we develop this country with this divided front? The separation of powers enya dwuma we constitution and the babe no asem yaba MPP constitution say da biara wa we member obebo otimu posa watwo ho free party enko independent no you forfeit your membership woman constitution am the command electoral commission nyina so a party ne hyehyɛ no Akoma FM 87 asa Akufo-Addo akotua sika mo bi sɛ yentutu sitting MPs bia ɔno Akufo-Addo ɔmpɛ wo masɛm na me kwa ni UG subi aka me ko independent UG subi because the parliamentary
subi already subi anya independent candidate or MPP ne ana ai
me se kamia UG
na MP na nkasa
yes
okay
because say aka 2 months ko wu ya obetra fi I don't know travel lock. Now we say to be for the call as independent candidate. Because Kufuado, what your party not time and say was signed this MPP party no. But we under 22%
Hey, wouldn't every 30 about 20.
I say yeah campaign we. It baby I do na me can once.
Okay.
A friend you about greater Kumasi.
Okay.
You fly you call Western North ne ahafo. Ni abeboa Accra caravan. Ni yasa ko srem. Eti ena aka no ya crisscross the whole country. Ama Alan Sentinel ajibe bia. Eti your constitution no has turned out to be the enemy of this country. 1992 constitution no abeye enemy of the country. Kutia omane kanko kutia omano enkabomu kutia omani sikasam kutia omano yedie kutia omano abefo kwanya yebefa so a yebe bridge the knowledge gap. A constitution in kutia. How can you promulgate a constitution with the 2 million abema number 1 libra? I need to cabo so me say Omen Lord on self over Ghanaians. Now kasi na ni ada. Yes sorry. What kind of constitution is this? Say don't me who be that. Now me dilo for we yaw. Unom ko ja on the quiet constitution there was yes no. Uni go ja on the quiet. We dey now can dey no correct. But they are not bold. Your constitution I still fear into so many people because I go for about your or shada wura identifiable groups and or bribe pentifoni bi. Eti wo mu nyina kan anotum they are silent.
You mean CSOs are not there?
Any asofo bi ehunfu bi so many of them obi aka na anotum. Eti mu se kufu ado be kofie ama mo san krofo mo benya no Ghana akasa wa bra ye ho a ososo Yakopon tiase ne tiase. You remain silent forever.
But you so bribe. Bribe is a serious offense, and for that matter, you cannot just mention say Obiam will be bribe when you don't have evidence.
What
to
is
that
evidence?
Effect.
Any evidence are open.
Because if you allege that Obiam kwaje bribe, Nipano can take you and say prove why and how sa bribe no the exchange of sika whatever no a cause. That's what I'm saying. It's a serious issue.
Napo, I'm making emphatically clear. Say they have money more than NDC. They will use money to win this election. What is your take? Where from that money? Yes,
sir. You mean Okasi Obe uses car? I mean, they are doing campaign. They are moving one from one constituency to the other. And for that matter, they have had a lot of resources on meeting their side. And that one I cannot tell.
You cannot tell.
I cannot tell.
Because constitution na yedibu man enkoyi na ka bia wo di sika yeduma ko so chire di free. It is
political
it is being alleged. So wo mu jiji sika free outside, which is against the laws of the country.
No, but once it remains an alleged statement, you know.
But I know for a fact. Say
you know for a fact.
Say the allegation.
Let's be careful in some of the things that we say.
Allegations na yet any day na poka no. Ya de kro. Tete. So no be jan say we mu skache obi a Ghana how many be politics there. Whereas 1992 na tefre VW one door and anamu penti edenenam. We saw you coming. So what has changed? And who be lead the answer of the Lord yourself over us?
Okay, so you touch the constitution.
The constitution, I leave room for corruption. May say power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. To me, the Ama executive too much. Say to me, no, and what the judiciary. Say to me, no, and what they manipulated the legislature and all the state institutions. So now, go for no. We're taking the whole country to a ransom. One person, one party for classroom. 80 MPs are for that. What has happened? Woman who did any more gangari, yes, no. Why you mean us in chain? Now, what may party charmer a foco? I a quatua a man mandate to say what Kufado. What to me a use mass nation? And the free party. Now, party for now, quiet. Not kind of when I am quiet.
And the 7 party
Omo party. Do you know?
Ghana for
do you know the impact and the? Do you know the impact and the effect of a political party? Our winning power. Our Omani so. They will not party they don't buy, and they are nefarious activities. No, and affect you obia. Obiesu. Everybody is crying in this country. Now, and Kamenka say ya to Obama, who's when you swadi who would be here for your home, Ubaya watch a chow money, more yen yama a tank, your money sika, PDS sika way. Lad Bella, woman Baumia, a dear campaign away.
Anyway, okay, in the next 2 minutes, you wrap up na minjao.
Ghana for Nakopon, I'm a MPP near this one Yakono. Woman, a behavior, Ama, if you are seeing who say they don't have anything to Mama Sanko marketing it. Do Mama Wako Trabem, Ama the Ghana scarf show. What to me an experience be a maybe a party, Mama. 24-hour economy. O timi cheche. Uko busa no ma didi watam. Ghana here 24-hour economy. And about automatic. I know being a debate. We must start from enterprise economy. You be grumu entrepreneurs. China for a deliberate policy on that. Okay. Grumu entrepreneurs to become corporate businesses. So you start from table so for SMEs, you know. Now, boy, sanka kakra. No more everywhere. Eco corporate was a kwame. That's why.
Near the okay. So, I say, Obama on your large scale portrait farm. Now, Obe starting Cambodia. That's also best starting a Kukubunka crana. I mean,
you said, I don't know.
Yeah, look a crab.
One down about
I build the other.
One down about him. Now, they cook for but not your Suquana. Now, me patch my menu. Me patch my menu. Now, next door neighbor, not for it's no one. And if you're and cook market and get as I don't know how well, black boys beat me and cook 300,000.
Oh, you'll be our no, obey me. I ye be not within the environment. Wokuma ko koche akoba akono and no babo dance here but you didn't akwa gu Boris B most so say at a point when they are not able to produce more we need to rely on imports.
Imports they just rely on I have from na e she yen leaders no say omu na wo 400 na bonya be there say ton JJ Rollins I will dig an abro and this is what na moye probity and accountability. Look, state enterprises cry boy ka and so that's what land cruise ama JJ runs a ton your factories over 400 e be the aya sorry die now we do mama be catch yourself for Ghana man
anyway
Akoma
FM what about to mama do mama now pe Ghana ye what about to mama baumia now pe Ghana ye because we must prove beyond reasonable doubt say ye more 1,000 years they don't have an iota of solution to our current economic and governance challenges.
Right.
They don't have it.
Okay.
Alan Martin stands tall about agreeing with Omuninara about who Brasium. What is that? Chamata Casafimia Tiobu Ganada.
No.
About international networking with Omuninara. About planning with Omuninara. About Animonium. Say, ya pebema ako diga na so a na wo tell don above all the credentials say ba o miagina alan jemfinfin na do ma janchen na say won share political lens na say we evaluate wo nyinara abrabo wo stature and wo standing in the state one can also to abama and I will be a company. Now with this Baumia, first time I met Baumia, can say, Ufri, Oja Tassi Trio, Abucha, or Baba Bank of Ghana. Then can't say School Abuchi.
Oh no, sir, now crowd. Last time okay, last week okay. And this week, Oshia creative arts industry for no Oshia musicians, actors and actresses name. All Mushai. And Shatawale Busa no question. And we use the opportunity to say also on our hustle pain. Watch.
Now also how.
Aye.
Now also ma UK for enya no mfa.
Enti wo de no de wo ka no. You right baka.
Mama. Assemblyman was start here, you know. The business be annoyed the men can feel so.
Okay, well my rise here too.
On rise Ghana na hwa no. Ghana enya tuaneka every time adomama ye ni no e be si ne.
Assemblyman dey say Ghana tuaneka.
Me say owie na assemblyman adwuma na every obani na Ghana ni tuaneka. Alankodwo chematen already we groom so many people into entrepreneurship. Na me ka si asem so ne say was Alankodwo chematen is grooming entrepreneurs no. Na Baumia Akufo-Addo Jomama are grooming thieves to come and steal. Opa ran this in MPP.
Only get these.
Meba mama chawa dia kakra.
We me yan sama o se.
Mede manu ba be sie no. Opa ran MPP ni this. Omo ba power. No me the small boys na kogu CEOs. Omu gua ya do ya. We are sitting MP. Do mo afa ho no. No me the aba be tuatua bribe ama delegates. Near you afri ho. Opa sit down and do introspection. Obia wa yesi obia be MP adi. Obia wa yesi obia be MP.
No kremum.
MP adi.
No kremum.
A child say they call the boys go and steal from the institution and come and take a MPship. And looking at MPs, no. So we say the Tiana. Wabunu say Parliament, you know. It's not helping this country. And they are not doing the will of their constituents.
Okay.
They are there for their party interests and their parochial interests.
Me da se pa ayi mini about your friend Amos or Sakraunu or say wa enjoy presentation no paper anti. Na mako no.
Akọ
moko
say jo krom e ho pasa ha e ho pasa wo no fo amutie me ye du krom ko ni nya di twi na ma me ka say ba ko I will continuously speak the truth to authorities to power me so be our asasi so because enipa no mo ya sa do na kwa e bob na no mo obi abamu ska no mo be wi bi no mo de ye
right
and we can't sit back and allow this nefarious activities to continue.
But I say thank you very much.
Ghana the sister Chrono Katasha Nina Babe Frio. Am I the Ghana schedule report man?
But I say that is Kwasiado Dikeno no. But you share the course, you the course so Parliament within the week. You benya bread home come and of course the NDC is also issue Manifesto Central and also so honsem enya sem ketwa. Now is here a party no secure almost court on the 26th of this month. There will be a decision na ya share how almost they want to stop electoral commission from printing ballot papers for the constituency. Ni na no ye effort omo ye so betimi challenge that decision electoral commission e dey about say they cannot allow Joanna Jan Kujo to contest or to appear on the ticket of the ballot paper or on the ticket of the NDC on the ballot paper. And one thing we also look at illegal mining and other matters this morning. But of course, Parliament na from Tuesday Parliament I had onto the speaker at the ruling about say 4 seats and vacant according to the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable that is Smana Alban Smana Kingsford Backben, and also Eddie Odebaye. Na emuno yebenya brania share na yatenase to look at it. The majority in Parliament, led by Afenyo Marken, Echo Supreme Court say, and someone would he can't be done Supreme Court. And someone would he can't be done Supreme Court. Na party no and I say the Speaker of Parliament say Oman 7 years, and for that matter, they are in to secure a stay of that ruling, and Supreme Court granted the mine. The discussion will be on. Of course, they are speakers also will have a turn to respond to that decision from Supreme Court. My take a within the week what happened at war Parliament.
In your that the voters originally endorsed. The prohibition of Defection, as reflected in Article 97(1)(g) and (h), serves several critical purposes in maintaining the integrity of Parliament, parliamentarians, and protecting the trust and will of the people. The provisions of Article 97(1)(g) and (h) are designed to safeguard the principles of party loyalty, voter representation, and political stability. Defection is prohibited because it undermines the trust placed in members of Parliament by their constituents and can lead to instability in Parliament. These constitutional safeguards ensure that members of Parliament remain accountable to both their parties and the electorate, and they prevent members of Parliament from engaging in behavior that could amount to fraud or disruptive of the functioning of Parliament. Honorable members, it has been suggested by some members that the provisions of Article 97(1)(g) and (h), which address the vacating of a member of Parliament seat due to defection, should be understood prospectively. That is, they should apply only to future parliaments and not to the term of office of Parliament when the act occurs. While this argument may appear to offer a practical approach, it must be firmly dismissed as both untenable and inconsistent with the constitutional purpose of these provisions. One may ask, what is Article 97 purposed to do? The clear intent of Article 97(1)(g) and (h), to my understanding, is to preserve party loyalty, engender trust, and protect the mandate of the voter and representation throughout the MP's term of office. These provisions are designed to prevent political instability, as I stated, opportunistic behavior, fraudulent representations, and disruption of parliamentary composition during the term of a parliament, by ensuring that members of Parliament remain faithful to the mandate given to them by the electorate at the time of their election. To understand these provisions as only applying prospectively, meaning that they will take effect only in future parliaments, will nullify the purpose of Article 97. The provisions of Article 97 under consideration are intended to address breaches of party loyalty and independent status as they occur during a term, ensuring that the House's composition remains consistent with the electoral outcomes. If Article 97(1)(g) and (h) were to apply only in future parliaments, it will render these provisions effectively superfluous. By the time the next parliament is constituted, any member of Parliament who has defected or swayed political allegiance during the current parliament will no longer be in violation of the provision. They will start the next term aligned with their new party or as an independent. There will exist no defection, and the violation will effectively be wiped clean at the start of the term of the succeeding parliament. If the understanding of the provisions was futuristic, members of Parliament could freely switch parties or become independent during the term of a parliament and pretend to be representing the interests of the people who elected him or her or the party on whose platform he or she rode to Parliament, while paying loyalty to a different party or group of people with no immediate consequences. This is precisely what Article 97(1)(g) and (h) are meant to prevent. The provisions exist to curb, as I stated, defection, as it happens, not to offer a free pass to members of Parliament to change allegiance during their term and only face no consequences, even in future electoral cycles. Under Article 97 of the Constitution of Ghana, there are indeed different modes through which a member of parliament shall vacate his or her seat.
May you kindly refer to the stand. Mr. Speaker, I do not come under any standing orders. So you may resume your seat then. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, you are the father of this house. And Mr. Speaker, you have communicated to the House a position you've taken. It's been our practice that any time you have come out with a formal communication, you give opportunity to leadership to make a response. Mr. Speaker, if today you do not want me to talk, Mr. Speaker, that should be it. But Mr. Speaker, if you say that...
Honorable member, you got it wrong. It's not the practice of the House that any time I come with a formal communication, I allow members to make comments. That's not the practice of the House. It's never been the practice of any of the houses that I have been member from 1993 to date. I have not had that as any practice of the House. Some speakers, including myself, may entertain some comments from members, but it is not a practice of the House.
Mr. Speaker, if it pleases you, I would like to make some few comments on the matters you've raised, because, Mr. Speaker, these are very grave matters. The matters you've raised are not light matters. They are very grave matters that I would want to comment. And, Mr. Speaker,
so please, you want to seek my leave to make comments?
That is so, respectfully.
Now you agree it's not the practice.
Mr.
Speaker, you are just seeking my leave.
Mr. Speaker, as it pleases you, with your leave. With your leave.
Well, yes, you may do so.
Mr. Speaker, thank you once again for the leave granted me to comment on your communication you just delivered. Mr. Speaker, you underscored your submissions with a very important point, that the matter that came before us has interpretation reliefs, and that you do not have the power to interpret the Constitution, and that your duty is to enforce. Mr. Speaker.
Honorable member, you are not listening to me.
Mr. Speaker, may I finish with respect?
All what you said are wrong, so I cannot continue to allow you to keep on misleading the House.
Mr. Speaker, please, if you think that this is your house and you didn't want us to talk, so Mr. Speaker, we should allow you to speak.
Majority Leader, you are addressing the Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, you may. Please. I need your protection. They must stop what they are doing.
I'm in charge.
Mr. Speaker, then they may be quiet.
Please.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, in your ruling, my understanding was to the effect that your duty is not to interpret the Constitution. My understanding was to the effect that
Parliament Tuesday, coming back to the floor of Parliament, you better how the Speaker Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin and so take on this very issue as far as the Supreme Court and also all say obey ruling as in an interpretation of Article 97 of the 1992 Constitution, and also Eddie and there I can say Alan Kwajo already Eddie Kaka say is in the regional Guso oil campaign ya dia nti ye beba so, but mami mia homa ntum kakra na me ne Ghana fo amutie ma no pay your Facebook page na Akoma 87.9 FM ko ho a ba wasa ba GH also share free tema community 2 BBC how no share free osi GM all the way, and afi Emmanuel Tewia say NDC number 8 Maswood Kumase Bantam say JDM should continue to tickling himself and have the confidence that what happens in Parliament is a victory for the NDC. Ghanaians are well discerning and will vote massively for number 1 on the ballots, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia for a better future. Still, it is possible. Ernest Darkon say, good morning. JM is coming back to Ghana as president. And here, Ernest Darkon. And on our Facebook page, drop your comments. Now, also, the opposite so far, we can somehow discuss it throughout the week. And then the eternal yes, who can be also on what me actually watching 0322498035 0243114497. What's me about now? You didn't come kakra. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good evening,
I'm into you.
The next president of the republic, His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Order number 1, making the 8 is possible to qua Shiwongo, Tumano, near Fambeki 18. Over. And then this is one of my name of Guasio. Yeah, me say, Bawumia Nyame, Allah Bawumia Somono, Dokosoku, NDC, any government official 1, John Domani Mahama. Anyone is a copy say, Omanimbo Guasio completely come 7 December 2024. The same was just the list of Kesian Casababa 7 December 2024. Fiat say almost a 24-hour economy. All the 24-hour majority caucus and almost a Manyayo. Thursday will come and some women to be willing to follow you, Kroma, just because of Musomo or some majority. Now, meaning the end is for the majority, a year Kroma.
Right, me that's Minia, Obi for France, so hello, good morning.
97.9.
Offer, Masomo was killing the pattern with Yadi Shaba.
Shaba Yanko.
Mammy tell me young for a year Dr. Fred, and education minister, MP, was with 3 education. I'm Chair Alhaji Muhammad Bawumia on the Bati and Apu. Offer, that was the Papa and a man. I did for our movie deal of Parliament, almost a majority. They was always a majority of me, a daddy normally taking our Parliament. If I can't soon be a coalition. I really I said, among for better trouble, and I might like Muhammad and other. I will tell you my papa is on another 2,000. I'm not better to challenge by any other commission and for necessary. What the more I quite a number of 2 minutes, I'll move it. Toro allowing commitment in Tapa Obeki, years from a for pencil, or Saba, you are another person years. 2 minutes are not in it, but rather why I so for my Ghana.
Let us say, hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir.
But you only watch today, what are Mama and this mommy?
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Would you be a casa free?
Maybe Abuta.
Akoma FM 87.9 Kumasi.
Hello.
Hello, Meto won't come back to Casamity.
Yo, but so, well, you see, no Ghana, they are dead. Politics no Moyo or Hano. There, well, okay, NGP for no more, I see, Akonyano or Parliamentary no. Omodia Moko Kotivia, Edia Samunia, a very.
Medasi, thank you very much. Your voice is very, very low. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sir John.
Yes, sir. I'm into you.
Akoma FM 87.9 Kumasi.
And I tell my man, Dama, I can't mind NDC. Don't let it, young about Mano. No, may have done a year. Let your mamma also not teach a letter once or buy and what woman is that one. What's up for your good? Every summer of Buffalo, every step to the good. Even a Pofamana. One and I was so much children, but 8 spaces, no, the 4. 7 apart from Mana, they said, no, Tanya man won this time, who said, over to my, and that's the open in iron for.
Medasi, time for you, good morning. Back repair.
Now it's me that.
Yeah, as a
one count you now only 7 years ago that Bantima. Nyame adu echo ko
okay
let's NDC fully now make up a job at the party or Bantima leading and kama now we say MPP for sorry we can try afa fanta mo so on there na sapo do wuro and now so nama we say afa fanta for abia for afa There's a Ghana for the meeting and people for you car. You didn't see a look at and this and then of red. If you must have 2024, a buyer I have to say, who for trial. Some of the baby, woman of the Burmese and the Namian Canon, and then go for you, as what you say, and then have a dollar number. You move around number 8 now, already on the money mama down, but yet we are down.
Thank you very much. Hello, good morning.
Good morning,
Amos and Kemen. I mean to you. Amos, what video was for power? That was my man for mommy. Mammy to you,
now, Odi because we need that.
87.9 Kumasi.
You say the first time I was only Ediba Sedia. Now I really found one. Again,
Minia.
The next in the Kase and the pay Michia Honorable Joseph Amankwa, the incoming member of Parliament for Kabri East. Then, the young for our Dajini Edima Kabri. I say, Uncle, that's so. But when you see a baby, we hear and somewhere, you know, educate a better FIMP. Alan, your papa, your papa, 420 people die.
Yeah.
So the multitude is in Swati, ever catch us a bench of Ezra. You do it to you. And you know, Alan, say, MPP, no petia. As I said, you didn't able man. You can say, come December 7th, 2024. Would be uncle to Abnaba and Fama, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. If you look at coming by 8-2, Tiniano, but yes, Niamano, Satimiso, Uba Parliamentary Sadonsa Kwabi Isa, then Manimian for another Manqua, Open Cape Papadi, also the number 3.
Mirasi, thank you. Hello, good morning.
Yeah,
Sorry, baby.
87.9.
Mama Minujuma, Namin Coach Makwana, Madame Grisagima, NDC Parliamentary candidate, the Benebadi Conference, the Monetary Program, and the boss about Melody. So, don't Yana Yaman, Papa, but when I'm Ghana, and I say, and Trabamano, a man, president. Yet, Mayamo, in Cemetery, in Yoki, in Cemetery, a Kakabi. Now, men in Ghana are not to try and close the cell back and say, can't someone can say, you will be there by Hawaii. Young Mama president as an hour with Hawaii. Let's see what you want to run more already. The best Ghana for Opa, Memory Papa, Papa, Eta Citrami, you did to put through any idea. Your best December 7th, you are the Gamani Mahamani and this year, the number 8 Ronuma. Oka, the Gate, now they see him. Now I said, someone to me, you are open. Abemu amount. You better Ghana for. Mum young MPP about we say. MPP about you could be clear by Yako Fana Besi Ghana so Ghana you could to cry and you do crashing.
That's me. I'm in for hello. Good morning.
Good morning. So let me say
Yamiadum.
That's all the capacity as was I have been able to car. Yeah, I'm one of the house. Yamisha Alhaja Abu Takamari. In a president Yamani, someone saw. They say the BX you don't want to know. The BX you don't want to know. It's money Papa Noah. That's what I'm about. No. The family and people I know. I don't care what I say. Or mobile, obviously, it is castle a comedy. Look to me tall. I have voice the whole people. Don't look at one city. You see, I don't know 3 city or 10 city. And so, the match say, Galamsey, like David, the BI what happened in Ethiopia? It will be some. The most of the most kind of what is coming out the time of the tour. The most kind about this kind of movie. The most about this level. So many people with the amount that I for this level.
Right, made as it's you, Yanko Ofufra. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Bacho Woodin baby Akase free.
The very calling because you flag.
Call me to you,
and the island, always fleet you. Now, we need to show the island. You guys are free now, for supporters, young support to Island. Now, Island is
thank you very much. Patch number 0322498035 0243114497. Good morning.
Hey, he said, Joey.
Nana Bedi De.
Fantastic one, my boss. Me didn't say we need to buy. And ya pamphona. Me didn't say we na mugwe.
Yami adom.
Oh.
Constituency be subi ana.
Hey. One tia.
Enra subi Evans eba ho na e wo Heroes Park. Na TV3 na ojinamu den. I'm sure say
I'm trauma for wo kuno mu ko ni bia. E mo kwase de mo kwa so enkofiaga. Yen constituency ba constituency.
I see.
We say ko point aduma. Next week. E yes 26 October. E lawyer ko pro bri eboa. Yes ye dey se be se na ga janse. It's a best do am metai tipa. Dr. Mamadou Baumia was the number one. Let's Ghana phobia for Kotobana. On the floor. So let's run more in Punjaba. And young Kokon. Nayan will be saying, and a Dr. Baumia or Bede, and a Dr. Baumia or Bede said Ghana. And you said you said Ghana. And you didn't hear and perform up the no big minus for pain. I couldn't open. What did you pay? Obedi bi pano Ghana mabla djuma yo so bobe bi ni mabebre ayan ko nti na Ghana fo ya to ya ko kake say o montpellier ye ye djuma ye wo say there is no magistrate to take a job so what do ka tell mo wo say no o yo do through and the demonstration mo ye no on one social no dead go syndrome that is afraid of any night one time it is straight Ghana for and no ye pobia obi kira obi Ghana with the tradition ebeba maburu salunuma we dey make sense salunuma de o ti kira jeje mo ni technology salunuma any nonsense and the Dr. Mahmoud Bob you say odi be wurem no be bo SME SME small medium enterprise odi sika so be wurem women empowerment so obi mo musika amo mutimi ya adwuma amo sika tina bo manu anyi ko konkete and then broke content and then you come my when I'm going to my mama.
Thank you very much. Offer for us, Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
But I'm a child.
Yeah, Joso. But you didn't be a cassa free.
I
was young him.
I the mama go on to so no credit. The Ghana economy first we talk about 15 to 20. And then you go 1.5 for ultimate talk about Kokra. Kosia, first 50 pesos on the Kosia, 1 to the actress and the Kosia, over Chip Aqua has over the Kosia Aqua. I did 5 city and a 4 city. Can you put it where planning says some of the at the block portrait family. No, which I am Kokoma, Bushuni and Crown Kokoma. Which one my head Adam was saying for Kokiti. One young Kokiti, I don't know when I can say. And the new body way Ghana, I take your plan some say, I have Poto, and no, the and the young country, Cramea, woman, Kumata, and the Kumata, and the Kumata. From the peace and the Sati and the Twaba, we will say. At the proper Biama,
let us see him for. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
I don't get to my friend,
I just
say, we see Mama see, Mama see, where you going from. So the tree customers, when you're going to and the cats and the moon, and we go swim from Bolino. So you're going to get here. Because the man that came in and we came for community time, and we can get your over to Galamsey. We go for a community one or take out to get your issue. We go for if you see get your issue, so the see, and Papa Dietri, and this is what I can work at the yes, Romamo. That's what I'm check up for no matter if you are so much in Papa, we go through a few.
Let us say hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sir John.
Yes, sir.
Ex-serviceman in Mikotoko.
Swami Kotoko. Ex-NTO.
The come to you can say the best entity for service. Yeah, we're in Koso. Adentina Mikasa, if you say 2020, at the end of the year, the speaker. Oma yina nsinte.
Akoma FM 87.9 Kumasi.
Asabu abomwa muse mudi kokko. Na court down no udi kan na che so wadi bi. Nti wo mo ntwe ni yie. Saa de no wo mo yi no. So ana ye tokso we say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia oba no eye dictator na no di bawo. No so oye economy mazaya. And dollar na say nanda ye to ade ye to and ye to abama Mahmoud Bawumia na che say Galamsey and koso
let us see yan for hello good morning
yeah me no say John you have a career
in to Parliament
yes sir
I mean too
I mean no as we more about so na in Germany for Sinadere and Amo Camera in Cano MPs ever as a Kane in Shayaso. The number was Kujada the power for the Sobaba or Bantuma.
Yeah, hey, Yami Adoma.
I Bradin de Becca, and this evening I Akoboa Kujada the power Bantuma, I walk on Wallan in the country. The John and what somebody says, oh, MPP, in fact, Santama, you put me asama running meet na po eko jina kan isi asantama say we asante we for asante region now problem in this say what bon few am say eh kan po kuya asa we say nya ko pon kura po no awo bo ya se ko de do na jo e before nya me no do na jo da because asante man NDC ayem puntijuma kese ni blocks ni NDC ama asante man ba ko 13 a marketer once you tafo atonso me asawase ene kejetia market yes won the whole West Africa bi de bia atanteman eni mo nyawa NDC pentie ya Japan de wuto obama NDC a wo bo musuo no na se enne Ghana man na obi esu ke ne ba omi a wo se wona ko me Messiah awo Ghana skasa ni to edi waba wo me omo party ni wo se de waba se skasa be he ni no wo do je promo se degeta na degeta nse edi waba e enne the Santamai I say, and this I never will say the amount of 12 manual, and the 12 moment.
Let us say, Emfa last caller, na Yantwasu Fia. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Sir John.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Sir John, so somebody who could do that and it's also a comment for best driver, but it is stepping to Sir John.
Best driver, I mean, too.
Yeah, Sir John, the can say, yeah, no, yeah, Ghana for me. I can't know question. But I said the occasion, but I said, oh, I like you on board.
I like to her.
I like to her about Penita and Casabinta or Cabineta. Oh, let me go. No, I said, I'm Pocana, one can say, yeah, I got a week. Yes, I could talk about Mamma. Don't feel something so. Okay, yes, it's cool. I did very like. Because let remember more for this life to keep you cut off the market here. So cost amount to cost ourselves. Let's go to the Mama. Now you're in Cosana. You are more to look at your life. Everything you like to you, let's get up another day. You are like to every edgema, and then when you wait. Let's go to the Mama.
Sammy Meda, say my influence in a young coin. Akoma 87.9 FM, 90 minutes after 8 Fiana. My message is about my main kanka crana for and twasso. Ken and Nana Ken basis or say or she free Italy Modena and afi we so a blessed sun 2 p.m. or the free man say all we need is to vote for President Mahama to rescue Ghanaians. Let's vote for Umbrella. Let's all vote for the number 8 NDC all the way. Need the abanono. Hilda, good morning. I'll say Jumapa, Yankoswani, Jumaday. Emmanuel say good morning, Sir John. It's another Saturday morning. I'm watching you live from Kokoso News site near 4BN Barracks. Greetings to Professor Smart Sapon of Kumasi Technical University. Good morning. And I feel so. I'm sure we. Francis Bernin was it what happened in 2020 Parliament House will happen again in Tuesday. They should be careful not to wound anybody we need peace, fairness, and justice. Anyway, we don't waste a side in BCD. Koja Sempa Furniture Works also share with Doom and a famous Wood. Nidiana Makai, Mami share other messages we na yaba studio nearby betwa so ewaha. Adanse bona oboasi also the victory of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the independent parliamentary candidates. Odenahu Kofi Appianin is secured in Obuasi West constituency. As Roberto sketch and blast no. Interesting. Donald Yana, but say, come what may, God is going to give our nation to JM come December 7 to rescue us from the mess up the MPP have created. From Wasa, a Francia, no, the Eba. Mary in Kebi, Mary. Good morning, Mary. So she. Anyway, my aunt was na young queen, but I pay lawyer William Kusi Ewaha. Lawyer Tanase, was Dr. Samuel Free, so no, will also be joining us. Naya Kabum near Dinkom. Lawyer, good morning.
Good morning.
Bibiabo Kodia.
Oh, yes, we shall me.
And the uncle pass it. Lawyer, when I secretary de ma reconciliation.
That is so.
Yes, in the Ashanti region.
No crepa.
Yes. Now, message I make kind last but one I make kind. I was there. Obuasi West. I'm some better sketch and blouse. I branch this sketch and blouse. Obuasi West constituency.
It's quite unfortunate. But if we need two independent candidates, and say if they are aggrieved, some of us are more aggrieved than them in the party. Na sabi audition ko akwa esudwane.
Exactly.
We must admit as a party cinema be ankoye. We can't deny that fact. And I think that the purpose of politics is to correct the wrongs as we move on. So to me, the Mifi said instead of contesting for an independent seat, which you know and you're likely to be winning. I mean, that's the best we can do. I didn't think I won't try kakra. Also, my best. So that you know, me and the lawyer me an example. Or contest about 3 times.
Yeah.
Also, we
Odoto Bri.
Yes.
Yeah.
The sitting MP was not cooperating. Actually, eventually has come on board.
I remember him very well.
So,
lawyer Anthony Mia.
Yes. Who feel anima? That is the best way to go. In fact. Say, the one better man you are the next option. And to me, yes, Romo, ya can be yes, Romo. So it's not too late. We have 2 months to go.
No, but at the moment it's too late. Oh, I'll file it there.
We bet my withdraw. So I'll file it, but we bet my and I believe the party should also sit down with them. You see, if Team A went and didn't work, you can send Team B.
But Kasamako.
Oh, yeah, we invited them.
Yes. Or making them available.
But I'm saying consideration and fa. So, but we have spoken to them, urging them to come together for us to work together. But unfortunately, but I could be framing Daniel something. And I don't know, he called me for assistance.
Oh, or was it?
One of these Santi Achimere was saying, I'm telling you, in fact, I spoke to him about 20 minutes. Maybe an hour for. So,
he wanted to contest as independent candidate.
Yes.
By a party.
And all making complaints. I'm saying, I'm saying, I'm the candidate. Should I be protesting because Kennedy didn't win? That is not the point. And we catch you and say, you come down. So, Ope say, we'll be introduce you to leadership. I'll hold your hands and do that. Aguna the eno oko join no frame say lawyer mate frame chairman me PC na catch him say omo frame because I can't go by myself. So they called him. I hear the constituency and now or here
87.9
I see.
Yes.
But earlier now I just
or advertising the photographs, you know.
But one filing
because we spoke to him before the filing.
Okay.
You get it. So we have done some work. We have achieved something. If you go to a Joseph, for instance, we did a lot of work. Bekwai was boiling. But we were able to weather the storm.
Bekwai Jano, is it off?
Oh, virtually. In fact, the sitting MP and the PC and the executives were having big issues.
Yeah.
And for that, we were able to do something about. You get the point. Yes, you are aggrieved. Me too. If you ask me to criticize the party for things we haven't done right, I'll give you 100 points. What did I say? But does that mean I should run away from the party? No. And I believe that there's going to be a new crop of leadership in the party. Things will be better.
Things will be better.
Yes.
Things will be better.
Yeah.
Now, and I'll pay. We'll do more of legal education. You help us to understand some of the things. But once, I mean, we secretary this committee reconciliation. No, ebaya na name ni bo ha ye be divertic akrade akọ na yahwe. For me na before say be share for me na seat any declaration of vacancy near there or parliament no. For me na issues the last time I checked, not still now issues as to Binum say Pufa was not treated well, even though as we speak on Yentis was also independent, but deep within the people within the constituency. In fact, I mean, said Sadi and Akosu, but the decision of the party and Ahodi at the moment. What has been Murola more play a war for Mina constituency as far as Siama, yes, I party no side Jenna Tuma Samana contest on the ticket.
In fact, politics are victory in numbers in parliament near politics.
Exactly.
A Siama who was a party person decided to go independent and won. That alone, actually was a mass now, just were popular. Also the twin thing. What I say, he is popular within the constituency. And now, yes, I'm Kwaba. The option the party had is either to allow him to go independent or come to the party and win the victory for the party. These were the two commonsensical positions the party had to take. And what we did was a democratic exercise, eventually getting a CMA to contest on the ticket of the party. We'll be running a contest in one year and Koko independent. We have done what is democratically possible, and we have agreed Asiama is the best choice for the party. And that is what is happening. Obviously, people will be groaning. Say, Kennedy call contest, Kennedy achieve for you. Some of them were protesting.
Exactly.
The man himself says, I'm an MPP man, and I will never
leave
the party.
To date, more.
Yes.
Yes. To date, yeah.
And a political understanding. Who does it? Who knows the next candidate for MPP will be Kennedy Japan? Nobody knows. And that is how it is. And once Kennedy is a party person, me support him, I'm a party person. It would be unwise for me to say I'm going to support Alpha Franto because Kennedy did not come. Now, it's a micro party, now abroad, and I'm a person, me a party. No? But if you are a well-meaning party person, now the candidate can win here, you support the party and wait for another time. And that is what democracy is about. For me now, we went through a democratic process. It's not always voting that makes it democratic. We went to a democratic process. Everybody who wanted the seat was sat down and spoken to, and reasoning told us that no, Asiama will be the best candidate for the party, having won as an independent candidate without the support of MPP. Say the MPP formed the independent candidate one, and they voted. Some formula votes in a bit.
But some also believe say party no na more share anymore. Say this thing will happen until more relaxed say what constituency to sell maybe Obia no Akobi pen. To get the base, no one yet, because you had it in mind. Say they are once a CMI is working with you. Mobile and who you to this state. You didn't work.
The party doesn't say anybody because when it comes to election, in fact, the idea of selling particular people is what is creating this problem for us.
Okay.
Because if the executive choose somebody and decide to work for him, then eventually by winning, unity and peace are embittered. And the party does not need to sell anybody. Individuals who want to contest have to sell themselves, so that when the election comes, they will contest and win. And the party, then the Juma days over sell you, one over sell you. Ne buy a behe, ne atua bana do best near you know. And that is what happening from already. This guy was going about claiming so be winning, but he had a chance in what yes, it's a democratic exercise. And we have selected, he has the potential. So what is it? Baumia minister, are you not going to be happy for him?
Of course.
Exactly. So these are some of the considerations any party people should have. Politics is expensive.
It's not about a MP.
Debbie.
So
in fact, the way to MP is to get an appointment. It makes you a better person even to come to contest for the MPship. And we should have patience. Because Nanado, how many times or contest the election? Because the first one broke hand, but because he understood politics, he waited for his time. What does it? Well, what could school politics? No matter how small the thing is, one year will lose. We better there for 1 month. And yeah, what does it?
Especially Wakona, where you are
exactly. It's a process.
Yes.
You get a point. So, if I'm advancing the party, such people like this should be promised positions.
Okay.
Let's go along. We are promising you Yama this year, I see you as a minister. They will join. Who doesn't want political position? Everybody who is doing politics or practicing politics wants a political position. Maybe to a man political position, I will be excited. Oh, of course, why not? And those should be, you see, as Yanya team as a reconciliation, we did some of those things, even though our powers were limited. We assure them we will hold your hands and take you to the candidate to ensure that the candidate himself has treated you well. Mm-hmm. Those are promises that we could do within our circles and powers. I believe those who are higher to come down should come down and tell them, don't worry. Because of what we have gone through, we are ready to give you a position when we come to power. It will resolve every issue. What does it? And see, that is the way forward. That is how the party has to see. My party is to executive boom, say, what independent if you hoko. Yeah, I see my example, no?
Like what independent.
Yes.
So that will call for a consideration of more constitution. Is it?
Yes. Yes. No, but there's already the party has powers enough to waive some of these things. What does it?
But any first be and any concern if say yeah bet me a waive the any other internet and touch some of the articles I want more constitution.
I agree. In fact, the party constitution needs to grow.
Yeah.
Constitution ain't grow problematic. After every contest, you see a group. Bibi anko ye no. Yeah, amende. And then I will submit 1992 constitution. Relative to what has happened, it has to grow. Because there's a problem with the constitution. Yeah. And that is what is generating all these things. And the American constitution, BBC say the next thing they call for amendment and fix it. Then we move on. Yeah. How can a constituent decide to elect somebody to contest for 4 years? Now Parliament was say next coming election or contest mandate number the man yaji. The group of people who have most the power we are saying yeah. And they take a decision and no institution under the law can to that extent that provision is wrong. Yes. Otherwise they'll go back and they'll vote him out. Yes. They chose him for 4 years.
Anyway,
the 4 years is not up. Yes. We'll say also next election and it is wrong. Yeah. But it's in the books.
It is in the books.
Exactly.
Because a book knows na ma kwanyama za na menyina ekoso. Dr. Samuel Free, doc. But apombo ko de.
O nyame adombo.
Ya de yankopon ase. Mejide say udru from honso no na onam kro wahu yellow no pa. Ane wamfa wo fa infa. Omunya nru ho.
I'm taking quite
take the munya mai. Omunya mai.
Stadium number 5.
Take it. Oh, by a car. Yana making. Oh, I mean, I'm sure say before so be 50. I mean, we have had Odike. We've had John Amponsawa high no more didn't come on. But doc, what can I say?
Everybody should face himself.
Dr. Samuel Free. Doc, my chassis na say week na watching Sempina na koso ya share major issues. Akoso Supreme Court. Yene many lawyer be di home commode but I mean starting from me the best starting from the illegal mining issue and then the situation at hand. The CIA baby I did and Operation Hot Jumedi Omodi. The call from the former president, the response to Mampeni Arodanko Akufo-Addo that waka are making it clear say ono oba or name obey is sure be or the nti waka mampani ne bia wonti anase bia oni krem wo muso dia ne na mampani enaye ne dedodo nti na onhu ye na o ma ne nkrofo nko ema no hu ema nkrofo nko fa the audios no na ontie. Then I mean mampani adodan kwaku fa they say on making the position clear on how obe dealing with illegal mining. But ni na kan nyina bo mu ani ebusa say fight no about 2 weeks. Mampani statement by one kasa Unkrofo organized labor. Na omo calling on the president say uncle ambeso mo so operation halt jumedi o mastati. Look, when you share how impactful this approach ayediama. Mami ntiwe.
Okay. Esanjo medasi na minchia wotie for. Na minchia lo yakusiso. Mse mini she ache. Why busy sa? Professor. Apostle, yes.
So when I speak into the atmosphere, it's law.
Yeah, amen.
And tonight I have declared you a professor.
Yeah, amen. Amen.
Yes.
What can I think say within the shortest time, no one prophecy, no one say problem. Yes. Yes, I've heard some.
Declared several, and it has happened. And do any problem.
Amen. Me that's it. Me mutare ne ye what do o can
Oh yeah, sure. I mean
whether who on the side winning the
yes.
Yeah. And I think sometimes we need such people. If we are see who here will be at least nipe baako wo life ma obeka je say be the wo ye no ujimi.
Akoma FM 87.9 Kumasi.
Wo ye bi na se de bia obi wo side no ntimi draw attention say asa the wo koi. And such people no they are very good to be with.
Yeah, sure.
And I like such people because Siko fancy this annual because now party in the MPP party, he was one of the strongest who were speaking against him. But after that, he is still in. And that is good because Obeka, so that might draw my attention to certain things. And Anya cry and say, oh no, the other side. He's now even part of the reconciliation team. But that shows we say and I like those people a lot. Sometimes you have to be told the truth and also be directed.
Absolutely.
Yes. Absolutely. I always feel proud to be with him, and anytime they are mission, they are managing. I also learn a lot. And it's a mission be brave. He's a learned though. Learned colleague, but he is learned.
Yes.
Our experience.
Yeah.
Because we share in the background, a lot of people are cases in your mind. He is not just
Dominion Chamber.
We share the size and a small boy, but we are experienced man, and we need to tap into his experience.
Yeah.
Yes. Sir John.
Yes.
When I say my customer in Crop, we strike you on Makoya. You see, and it's unfortunate. You talk for say Galamsey Yanum Dako strike. A bit more because Sebi.
Because a bit more quiet,
other chapters of the UTAC people, they have started going to UDS. They have started because there is no sense in it. Lawyers will become Mama can send people, no can direct. I said another maker say, organize now what labor now called joining in the common front. And those issues, are buying at me. So one year about 90% or so. Was a media bar could be Muntino, Chinchina, media may cost strike. And that is something that young academia, and up, school sub-sebino, it taints our intelligence and logical understanding. In the sense, I was saying, they should withdraw no number as a single entity, UTAC. Okay, fine. Now, these are the issues. Am I the two and him? He says we are buying a ultimatum. Now, small my buying ultimatum 30 days. Why not? Then you have a basis to go on strike. But you will go on strike unya Galamsey ni ye nyina kyerɛ de all these things e ko nyina na ye affect you. I won't sit here and say the cost on any gem, but your choir your first year nioma. Begin say all the universities in your cost will be brave or what a cost what young cost strike or home. Ye pe choir be fast be solve. And I was saying somewhere say young Crowfui University of Takwa is not a mining institution. I don't know what to be can't buy say abain sa issue of Galamsey ye be position paper on it. A Monte committee, you take one committee. No more about mining. No more for resolution say be about when you present your amount and point first of solve. Yeah, academia, yeah, charade, your experience, your expertise. A whole university of mining, you ain't even picky or more solutions to the problem of Galamsey. Then yes, you it shows how deficiency sometimes it goes in some of solving issues. What the choir now, but even crank committee, yeah, almost all matia, almost consent organized labor or reps. You can even suggest to a bank say yes, you are person your rebel so that your mining people know almost suchra dear or no. At least when you bear Professor Bakumi you become one, they can direct them or even suggest certain solutions and I say we go ye. But you just go out and just go on strike. So I've been telling them, young go back and yes, I be real elections. You know, some of us we professors and doctors, you be guase. Inti yan ko niyan pe kwan niyan mu aban whether I say we a different government or whatever government we have to fight. And you realize say because say some time ago say when you push the government on the wall, yes, you accept it and do certain things, but maybe need be a what for so no ya de no inti ke pe kwan bi so a e betimi aboa ye nyina aban betimi aka say Shanfine anyone which means you have pushed the person to the wall. And will be one pushing to be reacted to defend, but later no obetimi ejai. Enti acquire this is now na buy fa so ye no. But I say the mining economy no Galamsey areas. Me students are obi di ahwe ne ho a wi school. As they say what dey be shop. She say wonya Galamsey ne bi. So, on one Galamsey in school, even though it is illegal, but people are surviving on it. And I buy so so obi crack or your bonnet crana. I buy pet bonnet.
87.9.
It is uncle for ya say illegal. Fine, yes. I buy a was said yes, uncle for no so Timmy share or more. A bomb who buy in a way, not necessarily a bomb who buys or more destroy you. But I might doing alternative and that's how those people will also survive. Because who come mining areas now, Sir John, they survive on it. Just even my man can focus on a man, Mammy Fono, or one more cost one, even say the Kruba, or depending on Nikunu, into families bear 3 or 4. Into issue, no any issue, say we just have to solve it within the shortest time. A long, short term, long term, and medium term.
I see.
They are buying ye dear, many are dear. Immediately at once, this should stop. And dear, they should stop. And I like the approach. They will be to because they have speedboat, they have a year. I buy making sure so more and dear, they have to stop. A train be a about more so more way no. Then we handle that. And so muna dear. What was us munyai because me say will house higher media.
As I say so too.
Na sometime ago it will be say no what free I want to ya told man
you told the man so we don't know.
So Sir John the issue no so and ya local people also are involved. It will not solve today or tomorrow.
Look up upon your hand now, okay.
The community
and then the
community stakeholders in the community. Or in an account and because for me, this will be without the knowledge of the chief or whoever is in charge of the land. Even say free Abamukrana, they have to go to the chief and seek permission. I say one for be almost say almost as a mobiama. Abayan will be called
87.9.
Anna. I then also know because I check that I'm saying you know I chose and Kron be survive on that. The moment I obey you know came a chrono and the serious aspect is that you collapse a lot of businesses, a lot of and buying drink the other aspect of it. But seriously, the bimu ye no so the lines is wrongly. I think we have to streamline a lot of things because last week in the case I see Australia.
The
whole world.
Me sorry, Anna, me cooking.
Yes, the whole world. They had this challenge of illegal way, but they were able to manage it, and now they have even clean waters.
Yeah,
that's you know, share the model of Australia. They car there mining beer. Yes. Boss site a dear is and your my friend say minerals but they have not been destroying their waters and other things, and they have this issue of people destroying
so I think me at a point me kind almost documents being I mean, why can't we also send a team to
yes.
Ghana here democracy there be a team for so other than young concussion from implementing
because when you read the history of mining in Australia, you see say situation they went into it recover easy solutions to our problem. Invest a lot in it. Sebeya ebetimi abua. And all sebeya politics ebe mu say we see ye say we see me so me ba me say. Oh yes sir. What say again?
I see.
And that is what Mijidi said now. Oh, can I say president person former president Mahama because the party ni for modi be a former mining what the mineral commission no on ground say me ba we no oba on be we nti say ni say we ka we kire obi a. The moment politics also comes in, right?
But that's it. Doc, lawyer, on this illegal mining, kakre beyond that, na I'm sure minimum approacher. Lawyer Mbacho, just what trying to say, mommy. Na yenya consistent flow of, you know.
The problem.
Thank you. Yeah.
The problem is enforcement because if you look at the legal regime, apart from Operation Stop Galamsey or whatever they buy, was a passing law on Galamsey, punishment near stiffer, just to scare people from going to mine. And presently, if you consider the situation on the ground, it's not the law; it is enforcement of the law that is creating the problem. Law enforcement agencies. There were institutions in charge of ensuring that mining is done and mining is stopped. So the point is that they have refused to act. Some of them are members of Trade Union Congress, Environmental Protection Agency, and all those people. So please, let's focus and look at the issues well. It's about enforcement. And the camera, you did a ball assassin bandia, you copy Australia for the night laws. In fact, originally Nanka would mean ko Kurobisun go to mine Gise, Wako Kronuso. Who apply a post to notice Kasiapa. Now they are ball for a period of time. Na Krona Kasiam penny and I penny and Sunny the license amount. That was the original law. And then they crave a rush for money. And look, John Mama can never be excused from what is happening. He brought the Chinese officially to come and mine gold in Ghana. John Mama Tenor. And on the buy, if you remember when Nanado was coming, one of his campaign messages was that he would stop Galamsey. Did Mama say that? No, because he was the one who has introduced foreign interference in Galamsey in this country. Otherwise, Galamsey local communities in the Tunica Akoma as well. How they mind. You get the point. And he brought them here. As be a prisoner, be a human domaba. Mobe Galamsey waha. And now Ghana for no. If I launch near my 25 acre small scale mining to the indigenes, 25 acre each. So when the Chinese came and we saw that they had the technology to mine better than we do. No, we decided to employ them to buy no more just as no wakutu. That is how Galamsey was introduced in this country. Galamsey, you can't register a small scale Galamsey me first person 25 acres, meaning 8. Me register
me drawing do ye no James ka pudu wanye and odwane ye and me jaye Satana Galamsey nya abuse say but now the law was that the indigenes can also be given the permission to mine the gold.
Say small scale no.
Exactly.
Ghana for.
And
it's me.
Send a
large scale no na.
Exactly.
Send
a power communities na to go do or number 2 so media benefit. And this is how the Chinese was introduced to this country by John Mama, and eventually we have ourselves to blame.
But the situation we are in now, what can say enforcement issue?
Yeah.
Into the end, also here as we speak.
We have to reawaken the security forces. Look, me baho. Say Galam stop and I do introduce you. Say Ghanaians they don't hear. Some they want to enrich themselves. Is that not a fact? One man only the Galam stock and no me a billionaire.
Oh, sir.
Oh, you are not aware? That's what they did. And the implementation of TUC, UTAC, when those abuses were going, that is when they should have risen and said, yo, yampene. They kept quiet. Nanado fought the battle alone. And then it came to election, they punished him dearly. Then discouraged him. TUC was there. UTAC was there. They didn't talk. And no, and the man abamubu ya or relax and edu the edu. I can tell you with facts, say, people are taking advantage of the electionary season to abuse the waters. Because some said this time the whole Galamsey Asema, you are going to
be intimate.
Sa period with the Mientu, or Matu Abawina, Yakakrebinya Yenya, and now non Ghanaians will be gum. Because in so for this part of the country, I want to go to and they rather engage people from the Burkina Faso and others who can swim to come and do the work. And these are the bare facts. Now, it is good that you want to demonstrate to stop something that is hurting the country. We are agree. In fact, especially here, Galamsey who's we always.
And what happened to it? What happened?
I abandoned it. No, me nimse ba be big say. I abandoned it.
That's way back.
Way back. I abandoned me who na ahemfu bia ko ye to the wa China for to masas no.
Wow.
Way back.
From there no venture.
No. I was a lawyer for Galamsey. Yes. They didn't mean say we are no masiu. Na ya attach excavators the banner ban and negotiate the way to yaka na imagine percent. And the media Galamsey started and have been part of it. Manso.
No, but how can Galamsey started even part of it? Is it small scale mining have been part of it?
Small scale.
Galamsey,
but let me, I'm trying to be frank this morning to you.
Okay.
The small scale mining are being abused. You bet me 24 acres, no 8 acres, no a toma or be no more say no. So I'm saying it. But that wasn't the original idea. Because for instance, Utu we are also reclaim.
Yeah.
They make the money, they won't reclaim. They will leave it there. Then so that then they pay a and it's enforcement because if Mineral Commission is aware and they are monitoring the activities of small scale mining. Now Kono to be known Qatar, so you enforce it. What is so strange because Nipa na holiday and or Ghana near wooden. That thing take initiative processes against the person say a honest attitude to go back and reclaim before you continue. It was possible. So enforcement. Minia, so who so be to SASA, we are citizens of Ghana. You walk to the police station and report and see if the police will not arrest. We don't do that.
Now no not me here for CPP for more statement on issue. I'm saying share to use that say something.
Yes.
Security approach and they deal with crime and other things. So that say something. When you see it, who say machine be then you can make a call to the police that who say machine be continue to and it means that you bet my said you all no affecting sua wo baby a all no or on a license or they call juma and your prospecting license na or they akwa kujina ho okwa kutu from a good year
and immigration for last time kwa akra me hu be na su say China for say Indonesia for bi o manima ya Galamsey no mo backpack bo machi na ye wura mu na na tu say Galamsey no be aduma be na be wa na oma sala ebi wa 10 20 ewo airport they should be querying them, they should be asking where are you going, where are you from, what's your visa, what are you going to do in Kumasi. They should be asking them so that at least a hukura bebam kakra. Yes, a group of nationals or masaso tin we should be able to know what they are coming to do in the country. We allow them to enter, fine. Uko America near my visa no room. Near Bisa no me you are returned. So that at the point of the Bisa some questions. Omina Musa about who be an idiomachi. In a checkpoint in Obama, yes, just say you can see that they were so anxious and they were observing the process because they were scared.
Yes.
And to the moment, Obedru wa bibia nkoso ye musa no ibia no also Ghana no man anka
exactly.
Emuda honti
We should ask them because this Galamsey guy, most of them are foreigners in the EU. Ye kakra be nya adie no. Eno an ye adwene ho. If you go to the chiefs, na madaroma complete sense. Ebuso say okwa when we believe and the Chinese also believe that with that spiritual pacification you can't mind the good.
And I know na ye the young man bia ono wa ye adwumani bia since 2011 or 2012 to this year wa ye adwuma na afi na o se wajai na obaha ne ne di nkomo. I mean the okay said it say okokodru communities bia ahemfo no bi fa snap.
Oh yes, 200,000
ekogunsa
okogunsa
edi bie kwamu se
wanya wunya gold no and it just said that traditional 20
so it means the moment ube lead this ade ne pe no e just say wa ma ho kwan because anybody now say krache krata na ade ba no baby akodru bia no me nkonkoye sa ade ne ma because me koye sa me mbamfo me di omanim no me di omu hwamo sa but no di ani mu tutuntuma
but this is the situation that there is no job there.
Yes.
No, I was saying so no.
But doc. You see I can say.
Yes.
Your traditional system yet say nananom ahonhom ebi etinsuom.
Yes.
Ebi tinsuo so ye kokofra omo. Ye wasone ahodo so a because enei me call man kran so na na video no to so my me call man kran so. Nsuo man kran no. Asone ba ko e wo ho so ukokoshe ba bi ho de hwa ya.
Asone ne so.
E ho na community no ehoni ehona community no
ekwan ho de no
ekwan ho de no oh ehona se ewo se yekogu nsa na kuro no niema bi koso na o se yekoya amane ne ama because me dog me matra
sa ho no se nyi
ya da bi o ha tum se o ene na ohene kop de nsa wodi kosua ne niema ka wodi kwakoma nsu a ewo kromo because ele bokro no ban ye ni mfreti tinya sa na ya ka kire ya bisi ne then you ukwaso ne ni ba bia me ye kogina ye na me ka waseme eho nyina ya se no ndi sa wo ohene ne se ukokogu nsa wo ha
87.9
na wo so makwan na nanom ahohom o makwan because or the excavator be si ho a ebia na ne sene kwa kwa or the boha emo now they also be good sa bie kwam se na nanom mie kwam na ye metu ne sense as sense a I mean jobs here then what I mean job
na nam so ma anya ade abosum no ma anya ade
so mo ma kwa
na ko ma anya ade
ya fi ndo mu tumi mi betumi aye djuma de
dabi o medwani o ma anya ade seriously speaking so mo so mu ye mema pa mo nye bibi na do mo ye de me na mi to ma se na ba ko be yegu anama ko da
Ofa I'm friends ofa Saturday enye mo se ka che fa sem fu so be kwa yi our PV no permit ya anyway into lawyer I think that you better hear the legal issues this year now okay Facebook page Monica see do so say police for ebi mo ye involved until report mo krom nkahwe sika na o say oni ye adwensa ahemfo no betimi a prevent enye so on best stop krom be prevent until o prevent now report to police go be we bia ebebro so quickly you go to police nkrofo no mabaha na mezi mpom am chom fom ko then they do that for you Monica so
na de nya se hene abaso me ko omo atranse baako na omatime discover excavator se be wurawura bi mu no fra odi kuro no ye den na excavator ni wurawura mu ɔyɛ ntoatoa no sɛ yɛaba ɔka ɛdwan 20 sɛsɛn ɔmo who abeg excellent so no say I don't want you see but before excavator be wura han entimi ma so be so chem say wo ye di kuro mo wa hu so to dem hu bi
and I'm a bomb man so
yes so that was his position
say wura mu no timi nya ho hwe no and no na ai kuro no okay say omo ba ye na wo mbe wura mu no omo be sense ase no wo ma bomb man ye nti wo ma man ye dia na je say wo ka ho bi say entam na ye kan ya kasa brenka wadrum ha nti eba say na se eba obi ba be tu fam agudi abese asase no a o mabuma mane and
when you say at the point in time where agitating especially against our land tenure system saying Kayama state own all lands but Galamsey it will be the biggest mistake because when have concessions here yes. What you want me say? I was acting for small scale mining, or what will be the large scale license about? Obi this small scale man you Akoma be last no to no. Licensing expire. Yeah, the man last. The abuses were too much. And I believe, sir, the call to sit up for all of us to discuss is the best. Strike in India, strike no more on back is illegal. Nobody has taxed UTAC. University teachers say enforce Galamsey. That is not part of their mandates. Yeah, former Juma teacher for their former Juma. If I were in authority, I would teach them a lesson. Juma say you can protest against what is going on. But you can't put your tools down because Obi to Galamsey. And also, man say put your tools down. Watch out the jam. What is that? How far have we? The first time I moved to New,
they also feel say affected almost one way or the other.
It doesn't. It doesn't. When they strike for their condition of service, you all agree with them.
Yes.
But you can't strike because somebody is mining gold, and that the water bodies. You can protest. Nobody is faulting them. But to say they've gone beyond. The Labour Act will not permit that to happen. You see, until they should sit up. Protesting we have to fight it. But Meno blaming Anado is what the problem I have, and seeing the NDC, the face of NDC in the protest, because they brought them. They have gone there to promise them the motor about Sunday will be no comment.
Anyway,
comment here.
Right, lawyer, thank you. But ma share the other issue with Enuna Naochi Tuesday and Parliament a resume here. Now, before say Tuesday, Parliament ebe resume. Now, the former minority leader I indicated say Omanya no ntie say there was some NDC MPs MP or back NDC had one MP NPP ewo mienu an independent candidate from na ne kan wansemi say omunyina no indicate say they are moving from their current seat their current political party to the other. They were independents or moving from the independent candidate aqua contest on the ticket of a political party. But Tuesday and for that matter, omo resume ombe survey speaker petition. So declare those seats vacant as to or refer to Article 97 of the 1992 Constitution. Tuesday a course of now, speaker Kaso Koshemu Yena or the ruling aba. Speaker on Thursday at the ruling ebaye. Now, after the ruling, no na Afenyo Markin so raise concern say wadi kan akọ Supreme Court seeking interpretation to Article 97 or Supreme Court. That was yes before the ruling, and after say speaker at the ruling ebaye no. Or sorry, and also a man here clear to the speaker said, this is what he has done. And in fact, or the rate no crano, Abba, Ananka, bailiffs press or a survey speaker, or call the registrar, or say, according to engagement with Supreme Court and the Chief Justice, no, the immunity and the privileges according to the 1992 Constitution, no, or made the home come say, I'm a speaker issue secular. Say speaker or members of parliament can only be served on Mondays, and by that, yes, and by that, no, ontimi on Tuesday ontimi yentimi serve Speaker of Parliament and Parliament ankasa nti we go ahead what ruling number affirming it and per the discussion course on is a Tuesday nyame adom no mo back to the floor. Minority will tend to be majority and the majority will tend to be the minority. After the ruling, after Nyamakin back to Supreme Court enya or the ex party and never change the mukakra at the akwakunya stay of that ruling. Say Parliament cannot go ahead to implement that ruling. No. Is here maybe a edry, maybe I'm best to start free
87.9
Article 97 nankasano. Udi kaka say a constitution no. Maybe edry to kro bebre wo ma o se hwe na ye kan wasem. Ye de ba be si maybe a be dune. The understanding of the Article 97 and the ruling of the Speaker of Parliament. Who is saying
Medas me gidi say constitution na ye mra kese pa Ghana.
Exactly.
I do accept it. And no, as you see, Mrabia, you reduce it into statute, ya church. And yes, it's a Mrabia inconsistent with the constitution and that Marano. And
Juma, yeah.
And in fact, a Mrabia or constitution, and also a TT Nipa fan Hoodians, and also Juma, if you look at the decisions of the Supreme Court on the grant of bail. Almost now, before that, obviously, some offenses are not bailable. They went to the fundamentals of the grant of bail and said that law, even though it's found in the law books, was an illegality because Mrebia anywhere, Bonibia anywhere, Yamabele so that was the decision of the Supreme Court. And the Oshe constitution where 2 million a Ghana for constitution 2 million Ghana. In fact, across the company now, the highest decision making body here. General Assembly, San here the netie. Yeah. Na oba ekwaya faso to about parliament. Ye ko contest ye campaign na timamfo na trade your mope. Na omo kira omo man na tini party be di anim for 4 solid years. And this year to abanoma na or 10 or 4 years. Na oba article 97 order shame say ekwan be na obi ye parliamentarian obe seize from being a parliamentarian. And then no more now do G or can say obi independent candidate and so or party bimu. Na say or decide to join the party bia. And then also losing his seat as a parliamentarian. And it is so expressed in the constitution say you can't give it any other interpretation. And in fact, that is the position of the law. Now let's come one by one, especially from an independent candidate to the party. Meko Quantin Kron. And Mako winning election. Yeah, political party democratic state. Ordinary, members of parliament should belong to parties. That is the original arrangement. And to Mako Parliament, now I want to regularize my stay in Parliament. In next coming election, they may join the party with. Emran said there be can say there is a wusi form. So that is what it is. One, Umafo, Gidi Owo Muhammadu be jina say represent you no. Essence waka say next election, we join the party be also wusi form. Na onkrofo no, o me interest na eyekwa. Obi an defend you, obi an come asem mo in parliament because
depending on time what they see from no.
Yes.
Constitution say within 3 months to an election they ain't mean by election.
Okay.
But
yes.
Before
exactly.
6 months,
exactly.
1 year, I mean what 2 years now society then they will move for by election.
Yes.
So depending on time I will see from
no. And in this particular instance, you do mean by
election.
Exactly. What's the all got in crop for interest no. Omo to ya mom to me auto about and yakwa. A honor na constitution problem no.
So with this, I will you are referring to the constitution.
Yeah.
The Myanmar speaker ruling. You are referring to the constitution.
Yes, that is where it is against public policy. Some met to Abamo Bina Kajan say Parliament in permanent free Parliament. Na ya team for ya choose ya what do you say? And now political party the answer a similar argument. Me war party win. And I'm saying next election, me go party with. na administratively nti also me show me intention so that they do a make contest law said that be so all part we say free na time no 3 months there near also cut na fie that is also infringing upon the rights of those who elected the people into power enti o hwe we mu nyina now here speaker parliament I won't blame the speaker because as I'm saying it is expressly stated in the constitution and to the extent that
their own speaker
to the extent that it is still sitting in the constitution he will say I have done what is lawful to the extent that it is sitting in the constitution but the Supreme Court has powers to depart from the express statement of the constitution by using public policy no because I said nipa na to abama no mama infringing to that extent that law has to be bypassed. It can declare that provision as illegal and I think Marcus did well by first running to the Supreme Court for interpretation because that would enable the Supreme Court to look at the provision and say that given the situation that we find ourselves in Ghana this will not work. Na koma varino so and you know the person say speaker the bonia oyen
at the moment you think that because Erma Kokwe as so be in the year 2020
yes
and they said that would yeah training no ya antibi
because of the nature of the
because a whole party no kra no e throw the coy and speaker no so go ahead you are saying that say
Akoma FM
yes whichever way it is but
87.9 Kumasi
lawyer who can say speaker of parliament ni nyina so a the article 97 no our the ruling no on
independent candidate is so express just ya trama o express o use express so express and to that extent you can't blame him you get the point because he's applying the constitution and so what can he do and if he said Supreme Court is the best place to go in the circumstance so even though you can see malice in his decision or can what say or can say what do you want do unto others what do you want others to do unto you and he was referring to the previous ruling which though is not binding that is
I'll say enyen say ruling no or no be so but say no so no
exactly so but given what has happened to the change in majority to minority I think that he should have added a little bit of humanity to it because it was likely to create crisis and that is why the Supreme Court is there that is why the Supreme Court is there. And they wouldn't allow this crisis to create problems for governance and any public policy and here Ghana man won't chiri wo
eno na obi busa say the speed Supreme Court the grantee stay no the ma the majority no say asem no na I mean hu sa say we say Friday because ordinarily you say Friday is cra no Supreme Court ya na difficult so omo betena se na on betena on Friday the same day omo call here for the stay no was granted on the same day with that speed even busa say
Chief Justice crowd to me so be a court on weekends what do you say and expert application expert means emergency urgent your motion on notice your expert notice just said the only pre no also serve no expert the own serve because ade na esi no say one prevent here ade be china esi awie and you know it is within the law say Supreme Court be who the nature of the application no ma panel no ma say entrance ni enka ho asem it's there's nothing wrong with it obi obeka say lawyer be say trimupo and wafa the Supreme Court are human beings in fact they are trying to protect the democracy because as they see here ruling you know sekoswa and kadebesi no nobody knows what will happen so senate you know and they have to intervene
but at the moment as I mean say speaker ruling no there at the hall at the hall Supreme Court overturning no at the hall nemum say Supreme Court ebe makwan ama na koso a na Supreme Court atena se ahwe article 97 no na o ma interpret say
exactly
speaker anyam from so bia okay speaker the speaker kan no wo hwɛ article 97 no a nka ne kwan so ano na mmom
exactly
weni
exactly
yen Supreme Court yeah ma this ruling say
enya
adwuma nti
exactly
and no interference.
Not at all. That is the role of the judiciary. Parliament has this role, and the judiciary has it. If a parliament will to me so yemra, mran ne mran sa Supreme Court to me so set it aside. So and this is a learning process for our democracy, and I think that the Supreme Court was right because the cartels don't get him the busy. Say we majority na say we need pass here minority. When Parliament begins, you decided which part will sit on the majority and which on the minority. Even this year, does it change it? Because the numbers have changed. All these things are development as a people. Yeah. And if you say the Supreme Court has the opportunity now to streamline it and make the laws. Interpreters said that next time it be CI, that's the duty of the Supreme Court. But in politics, but to me, they did right because and yes, affecting democracy, and that is where they should be looking at. That is why the governance should go on. Assuming we create a situation where the 2 months in Yemen to me is here, politicians on time Ghana will suffer. And I believe that they were right, and the provisions in the constitution look. Say Obi MP, 4 years, and soon you court who parliament we need to me so we just have to me because you're not the man.
But here constitution some room say it means season to so or parliament on our season to become a member of parliament.
So what to record here so one has win you be. Well I say me name me join party in next election constitution is form. Nipa na here constitution. In fact here constitution na Ghana. Yeah, for lawyers, some lawyers, lawyer, one rep. Now, butchers in one law.
Akoma FM 87.9.
Law, Abu Abi. I had to think of what you are saying. And it's also going on to the butchers. Then you face some of these things eventually.
And you say, no. Lawyer, dear na dear was here as we speak. Your constitution, dear no was here.
Oh, as a partners, you know. Now there will be legal learning. In fact, questions back to our law school, Anglophobia answer. Ghana has been given the opportunity to debate on these things, the commonsensical part and the legal part. At the end of the day, we'll grow the law and move on. To me, they make because a democracy, no. And you better say, send parliament me a decision now. Court said there be. It's part of the democracy. We are exercising it. And to me, it's a sight in Ghana has become sweet this short time because something
based on the nature of our constitution.
Exactly. I hear sweet to say, Tuesday, say, speaker ruling it, and we see another step that we have to.
And of course, how our speaker also be reacted to
it.
Supreme
exactly.
Court.
So, or your lawyer need, or your lawyer need to him what it means.
But because of choice,
only choice. Court your decision is binding on him.
This way, you best 7.
And noticing, noticing as well, Obiati. And noticing a document when there's evidence that it is made known to you.
Because OTA the course or court no issues about whether say the speaker was made known of the process no as in Supreme Court there no. I mean, judges say the evidence available no in granting stay no, a satisfactory say speaker no was made known.
Yes.
Say asem no e court.
The videos show
no. The afenyo mark here no. Making it known onim say a year no I was so woman mean say he has
there's evidence.
But lawyer, this is speaker and how you serve the Speaker of Parliament is very important. And
it is.
I just the floor of Parliament.
Once by the process, he served him notice that there is something going on in the court.
Yes.
What he has here, but once process, and he's presumed to know.
The Supreme Court to bet me notice no so say.
But this application was expert.
No, may can't be the one
when it comes to contempt, say well, theater court for who the court can interpret. Say, no, you have noticed there's video that it was shown to you.
Yes.
So what is the purposes of proof of service? To prove that the process has been served on you. Now somebody has.
But if you show it to me, I may doubt it. Make me doubt the content.
Oh, of course.
It's a notice.
You may doubt it, but the court can also interpret it to mean you are in the notice. Say you have the discretion to doubt it. The court also has the discretion to determine.
Enti, okay, say you were two things here. The ex party and on notice. Think about say or on notice. Can here Parliament will be invited.
Yes, they would have had a date to
nanke more opportunity say sa service nankasano. Because the service issue was raised in this whole thing that your service Speaker of Parliament
of the pendency of the
action no and we go ahead a ruling. Think on notice there ke be makwa Parliament and a speaker abe defend why ya survey will not you still went ahead to declare it.
And that was the first
that's the substantive
yes, on the rule interpretation no
the substantive action and you can but the application is ya serve no or consider cause mean serve because at the end all year no se mo nsia no a e be create problem team se mu sia no na ye nto ye bo serve no na afa ye famra na me argument and of course the okan nyansa hom ti anya so ye motion bi ho no so expertise ha itimi ma kwan ma wura baabi e ko sisa ne ma bi because once say am the bedi boni ni nyina ho there are all sort of orders that the court can make and we are one of the expertise applications. The agency was because it's expertise. Expertise means agent. Until now, application done motion. It is done.
In court, more engagement, common sense, any interpretation, any court. Yeah, not to say.
Common sense is the basis of and foundation of everything. All the laws were built on common sense. In fact, it got to a point the law was not effective, so they brought something that they called equity. And do course we are better equity and nimi as afra. But equity is when somebody has issued a rate against another. No one who say ba kono kwa kufa de na ton or kwase no oti for injunction bra injunction equity came after the law because that time na sabra ni to be hu abago be dia say ko no aton wi enom say ni yefa injunction a product of common sense. So even though this is the law, common sense will tell you say ye jai no a obekwa akoton and the equity move application but it was developed.
At the Supreme Court too, they can use that one to do interpretation.
Oh, wouldn't be Supreme Court got their interest, no, they are not bound by any law.
They are the law.
Nyansa, the Nyansa be catch no my na danimra. So do bet my share 20 years in a year juma. But the name be sena nya juma bi omo so bet my team say for this and this reason, this is how it should go. No. And they are not bound by any law. You convince them with decisions. Telling the speaker can say he knows he's not bound by the decision of his predecessor, but yet his hand here. So I said, Baba High Court and Supreme Court take a decision, you are bound by it. Also, do this so. But Supreme Court, two corner we are given. Too many local authorities go more and convince more. The Kenya, the case we see Kenya. Say no me and say. So they will consider all those and say, this is right. Then they will implement it. Almost all plane and no. And I thought we are there. We are moving on as a legal.
Yes. So you monitor how because say it is a Supreme Court interpretation about. Now, if you walk on, even though a bit might refer to Article 97, but Supreme Court and I bet guided the implementation.
Exactly. Overvoting no be a can. Until it is overturned, it becomes the definition of overvoting. You know, overvoting. They want to be a broso as soon as defined for Supreme Court.
Right, lawyer, me da say, doc.
Yes.
Yes, we are all learning.
Yes, and I think say a tearful in
Yes. But, doc, oh dear, the Mebusa says, at the end was a political party is free, because you see, they also all call independent, you know, all call to whom Kaja Santia, who say protozoa. Deliberately, yes, I say a resource na manabitu. Until we peeved that your peer will be hands be a peer be a manababitu. Oko Aguna West, Cynthia Morrison, why? Also feel the same. Who say a impuntro dia or on a man for GDC or impuntro bebreum. Until on to me a manaman from so sense if party a deny one. And as a party a man point delegates and traba manwa. Or no the who send a man for a penasem. In the case of Fomina, said an lawyer king. When who say, I mean, development dear, man for not jimatum. Until me go ahead as independent candidate. I mean, at the end of the day, man for nature sam paumuni OGD. Until you try more to our day break. So, and I say, representation at the mayor of parliament, you know, ye piam wako twaso. Sano mufili. But the issue of maintaining who say party no ni me ye party no appear will be ednaba between na make independent no. Adisua be na also political parties no share in almost primary so also moko. Ayi so sa Manifesto Central so sa for the NDC the same thing. Obayi kra ho asem is also at the court at the moment. You get it? Enti I don't know quite to say both political parties no. Say ohunu say asuma si obenting. Ya man appointment. Appointment na the man no as to say a year deliberate. Say yem money power appointment no nko. Normal me two asuma si no see another thing. But look, area partner say if you to advise candidates, any political parties, and then now the bad advice so because of the situation at hand.
Oh, to say the lawyer crying, it's a very good time. I think yesterday it's the best time for us to look at and improve on our democracy. Mm-hmm. I'm running winning the whole. So BBNC, I want to move to acquire that, and a year opportunity for us to improve. That one idea, and the legal education will be able to but at the end of the day, no, you come to a common platform. A bit me improve. He said next time, and say we'll be taking decision, and our parliament in which I say your opposition. How do we manage this situation? Because you had that experience before. It's a very good platform, and it's a learning process. We'll be on that angle. Near Koyeno, it's a very good lesson for all of us. The Americans say the political parties and also there. It's also a lesson to them, and also the individuals are also contested here. One thing is a yana parties, you know, a being crofobinum or party to make concession crofobia nipa be a embittered. Based on that, now more take a lot of what certain stands. And Sebastian be a one manages such differences and also. And when the man anchor no sometimes no. If you also you have not also been fair to the party because if you are one party you have been known. So on a channel. Who was said be a one no be anymore. And let me tell you, when it comes to parties, the parties have the brand name, have the vehicle to carry you. And he said you could do level B. Let's at the end of the day, no. What say a sound who said because of one or two issues. And Sir John, parties would mean for Bibia say Bibia Beko Yama. Sometimes you'll be victimized. Sometimes you'll be ostracized. You be you from. And that is how until who say the risk of joining political parties, some of these things are bound to happen. And so you should be prepared for it. Sabaya is here enya wade for and answer enya yi because parties are groups. Say lawyer wahi e bi a wo MPP party bi a minim na na say me join me here opportunity ba sebi on fan koma we ade bi a ye natural we enya e can say spiritual bi na and I say BBC I will be because we need partner for common relationship and I say yibia opportunity be bad you give that because who nim no obi accept say who nim there there's a different way you also have to handle depending on baby episode no ko enti say a natural human beings are behave in a certain way say opportunity be bad enti say obi ko ha does not mean say be a hate one say maybe you also had the opportunity to also be microphobia so epe wasem so enti no me dey make can say it's a lesson to the political parties to ensure say they get the right people at certain point in time no more show more loyalty and also let these individuals and also be ungrateful people. Some of them are ungrateful because opportunities are when ya kawo be winning na a party in the mouth me ebenya now you agree that and at the same time so party for us creative room for people to express their grievances can masenka lawyer mo group no is a reconciliation team they did that because people fu dey so a ekuo nipa abusuam kura yebufu abusuam wo de ne wo yere ne wo makura ti wo kura to bi a ti atenti bi ba 1 or 2 bi enti eye common for
kwara no timi ne wo maame yekutia kwara no timi no maame yekutia
ara bo na me mana ba say hey omo miensa omo aye say omo sika me de mo omo ko su no mentum na nioma boy de ni ni hwe ka me choice omo aba as a group enti no so my okay Matthias here basa na woni choice bia because as omo nyina aka bo mutumi ka say u chire mu kura na omega say no
yes all target there no so ne ho odin wom na o de na ba won tia ka kobogu
so these are issues are sometimes about parties ma o say nyina ye a little bit kakra because ade bia and this has served a lesson to the MPP a lot so in parliamentary I don't think that the party will wish say they will go into this because
into say after this decision even before say afenyo can krabesa come back to Supreme Court no na party na issue statement say if say majority no say omo boycott parliament until the ruling now and it will be ANC fam Obia all of them say Obia mra for mayor adwuma because a very important thing is that the party has to regain its status of the majority
parliament across MPP than any Ayibia this a parliament it hasn't been easy for Nanado in this in the second term
right
so you know a lesson and the lesson is that they have to work hard
to right
and also the other part NDC so is a lesson to them because and they say one hour year one year next time no so I call him 1 year omo de be count to say the speaker no base on
say NDC the so they back home no say no say party no ntimi and delay with lady no case no ama one clear because I'm told someone so file it but omo de any there na nya expert on notice say omo commission no the commission the buy no yes almost seeking for injunction I'm told them say 24th or so and
Akoma FM 87.9
yes mom print it ballot even but the ballot papers craft for the constituency mom print it until say matter na court no any bibia
Jafenyo market will fight for NDC no so ka ho bia 4 seats and I said 3 seats
the one there say on for the entire way on the court on you obi frame or the court that Supreme Court interpreting Article 97 no.
NDC needs to benefit.
Oh yeah, of course, over benefit.
He has to benefit.
Oh no. I don't benefit. Say there. Group calls now continue. Also should be. I don't know should be no the
they say about so that's all.
Me so because the NDC also standing the better side in Intino. And I'm almost very quiet. Yes, I did. Come so cry. Come so jinem. But now I don't issue. Right. Anyway, mama, me come at you for say. The Afrofanto work no gusu ekoso. Enti omba be wi ewo Kumasi City Mall ha enti no. Wa wutie bia bia wo bia join ne. O anoproma de omo route na to dwa. Ba ne yankopon ya do mo chena. Akoma FM bosumi we doctor said na no me catch on na. Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Oh, mema ka ho.
Akoma FM.
O dia no ebetima betum. Betima betum the problem abrew. Nti. O dia na flat but o dia say o so so hunyam hu bibi.
Me say me yagim dia betima pipi.
Nti ye nyina nyame adomo a ochina Akoma FM ne Asoka Praise be asori na ka bom de Akoma Breast Cancer Outreach Program Edinburgh. Ebenya ona wo ma survive breast cancer ni bi any expert on beba beboyen na o share Facebook page a we round table discussion ebe koso ni ahwe how a ebetimi tips a ebenya na yetimi deal with breast cancer. Pacho ochina yankopon ya adomo a 11 am na yenyina ye chiem ewo Asoka Praise be asori no ewo Asokwa ha yechi ha ya baby a astrate for no wo no aha Akoma FM ye leyi mu a fa ha copy ho na yenyina yehia na yahwe ha betimi deal with that. Don't forget so say nyame adomo a na what you send ne 26 na yen Akoma Ashanti Marathon no na ekoso sabe na ekoso abe na America no dim kidi maka jo say wonim say o ba no o metum be say wa jo metum America no sa ma man de Dr. Krabi Timako Dr. Betma start we 24 kilometers Dr. Betma start abra onwie but ye promo ba be wi ako ana say etum America na wie ni abo mu kurim di abotire so what you say
awote ewo wadwem awote ewo ni pede ani Akoma Ashanti Marathon 2024 asanya through hobby register akrado ani chemo ewo the context of Akoma FM ewo Kumasi opportunity ya me advance next week na wa Akoma FM social media handles ni nyina oba link na ewo obetime so WhatsApp ye ewo 0242537223 bra yensia namfo hientubrika ewo awodimu edane ye memenda 26 October 2024 and upon no pepepe na yasase na be yasase Akoma FM enimu haya yabekwa kowie ewo Kumasi papa ya sport stadium agudi free and atanye beti atisa wrestling after security agencies no eba be tag
aristocrat event
SHS auto eba be relay midley ewo papa sport stadium edano to dame echidame hene ewia ye the jump
Douglas
Akoma from Ashanti Marathon for the best of the best. Your registration and
Akoma FM 87.9
Kumasi. A process to be who are wanting ever watching, who are wanting ever nipped and Akoma Ashanti Marathon 2024. Assign through hobby. Register at Radu and Ichemo. I was the front desk of Akoma FM. I will come and say more of Situa. And answer Akoma FM. Social media handles Nina. A link now. Obetime so WhatsApp ye e was 0242537223 bra yensia namfo hientubrika
well me just doesn't know anything about the economy. Wow, I see. Anyway, but obetime drop your comment making kind the amount come na yakwenim lawyer ma memra hobio na personal education I say na enra na me share one article so a minim se bi ani akoho bi no so be an element in this discussion because near can be says see 6 months to an election. Be sure say be as ankomo and quickly political parties now mobilize and start campaigning on various constituencies. Article 112 clause 6 e can say seed a vacant say ni pane bewu and I say said there be a declaration of seed na within 3 months to an election yentimi ntwaba. You think that any fair? I don't mean an issue now at the moment because Senka Akwenyo Hose Kwakotraba, you should say constituents a year dream almost say Omunya representation on Kenka.
I think constitution contemplate the administrative process and the cost involved.
Okay.
By the time you do the nomination, and 3 months and now 1.5 months. Yeah, that two abani we are before I be Parliament na time national. Or may you said no, and consider. But this will be in a situation where the person voluntarily says that I'm not going to be a member of Parliament again. And now say, so it is a helpless situation that you cannot take other option. So but where the the person says, I'm willing to stay in parliament. And the law says, no, you can't stay in parliament. So this are the differences. I'm sure, say you better take a clue from this year. And you be nominations in filing, no, should be earlier. What they say, so that the party, the nation will know, say, we in Kobium, and the young for being shot nine. Otherwise, I think that they should amend this law and allow people to stay in parliament, finish their tenure as elected. Now, for the Omokwa contest on the ticket of. Now, Yabisa S. Gracia.
A hundred nankanam bebe say. And yane Kwachiaka. I'm a central. A member of parliament in Komo week. That was on Thursday on your morning show. So you busa and say, I don't know. A be affecting one. I know say do nim just say you bisa a speaker on him, but he's on the decision no take here no. No him say some of these things are there. Until damning all the whatever that all we go through no on found.
I think they'll be entitled to S. Gracia because was several almost all his term. What I say last minute here and Twabano was 7-10. And then Mrana say Wonko. I'm sure S. Gracia is what you get after you have rendered service to the state. And he said, a better so 3 months, you work here to meet matter. But to be unfair to say, sir, in the circumstances, no, you are not supposed to be paid your S. Gracia. It's a choice of where you want to belong. I'm not sure it's criminal in nature. That choice is not criminal in nature. And the punishment for it, and it shouldn't be that harsh. So I still want to serve Ghana in parliament, but in a capacity different from what I did. So it's still a patriotic person who seeks to serve Ghana, but in a different position. And I'm sure. And the issues we have discussed is about the period of the
time on us.
I know. So in our discourse, we should be thinking about that. So we call Akofale nomination for parliamentary you burn earlier in time so that the nation will know say you better swap and to swap. And now say you better amend this provisions when you manipa according to the mandate given to it by his constituency, not by parliament.
It is a Supreme Court and so any speaker can an individual be also take another step, say may come back to Supreme Court that
it has to do with
may
capacity.
as a constituent, let's say yemfa for me now the yemfa Suhum and as Agona West. Now on also here representation say I will say unya a member of parliament ewo the constituency now okana se mano. Now this is constitution na amakwama we see Supreme Court afemi e dey no betima ye
ono so betimi akọ say if the relief he's seeking is different from what Afenyo sought at the Supreme Court. Ono so betimi akọ say court to declare that provision as an illegality as it infringe on the right of the citizens.
No citizens so onya representation
exactly.
Now only be
exactly. And also on betimako that relief will be different from what Afenyo is seeking to do. What does I say? Afenyo the enemy say I don't know the details though, but I think he's saying say it is not lawful
87.9 Kumasi
for those provisions to and I say they should be reinterpreted to mean something else. When you say yes should to about yes you are right here it ought to be protected. Constitution declares that provision is against our right and for which reason it's not lawful.
I see.
The
wo mu pa asin time wo mu before election and nka asemo nke be twache
the Supreme Court has the powers in deciding Afenyo Marking's case to go down to what we are discussing and make pronouncement.
Say but you twi mame
say near Afenyo cause the air can say Timonfonso bit Marco in giving the decision the Supreme Court can also go down exactly and deal with those issues so that they don't come back to them again.
Once
it comes to their contemplation, they should deal with all those things.
Said the ebe can see a can we not money be befa asadi abase.
This is the position.
Oni member of parliament. One man for so kasala sem sa issue no. And so ebe tima a case study say Sal na as a constituency na yentimi amom representation of parliament. If you raise that issue no since Adiwe by say and also so ade a hadwen but ye nya ho solution.
Supreme Court will not be saying
let me say matter the Supreme Court.
Hey.
No, sir, by ruling
but yeah, the ruling came later. But as we speak, and no, you say now they are part of the next election.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Supreme Court will not come for issues.
Anyway.
Anyway. Then they will just work on it.
But lawyer, I mean, reconciliation committee member. If the SC a future power was a political parties no enya free money. Now we are very interested in that discussion because
look,
so whom
it is painful. Let her, you see, we should be admitting certain things. It is painful. Me Kaiser Bantima. Honorable Nyamia friend. Ochem made a statement about how the sitting MP was being supported to take his seat.
Yeah.
And he was bitter.
Very, very bitter.
What did I say? And seriously speaking, because I am serving a party, somebody is also serving a party. Then you see the party in quote supporting one to come and take my seat. Yes, why? You will be hypocritical to say yes. And talking about lessons, let us be careful. Because at the end of the day, you may get what you want, but Ugu party. Sir, Ugu party. Cynthia Morrison complaining to be a to be a me too. And in a lighter note, he says your support to Ken. Something I would disagree with her. What do I say? But she has cause to complain because when who said never be cause her. And I saw him say when analysis on the primaries. You know that ordinary MPP, you are two parliamentary and presidential. This time around, what they did was that they
almost a sign.
Do you know the reason why? So that everybody who dares want to go to parliament will be shipped to join one group. So that, say, one here now could do the other side that they sponsor somebody to take your seat.
And it happened.
It did. Chairman resigned. One of the things that I had issues with him was that those times that Ken cried, what did he say when the party decided to change it? What did he say? What did I say? Protest. Give them showdown. Yes. And things will be done right.
Showdown.
Showdown by a man to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. That is how it should be. He spoke his mind in a manner that everybody will know he's not happy with what is happening. And the shift is parliamentarians come at night to Kent so we need to support so the akwe seat.
And why?
Oh, are they? We need to support seat. And look, but when it came to venue and other thing, they said the tradition continues. When you shifted, you should have known that it was a deliberate act to get a resource. And the party needs let us be neutral, especially when it comes to leadership. So that we obey a ban contest. And no say party chairman who could do openly. And no say president who could do openly. General secretary who do Ube support no power no off anaju like Nicodemus or Kopet man say they support to campaign.
But this year more primaries in there more flouties am piano you go baby.
With impunity. And the party watched up. Just say I was so surprised. It's a big lesson. It's a process. Into where you are forming. As reconciliation, we'll write our recommendation. The way forward. And we expect the party to adopt these recommendations so that going forward, we will not repeat those mistakes and rather be a stronger and better party. Because look, MPP in Ghana, and Ghana to say one of the African countries say, oh, now we are far ahead. We say, mobile converge after the run.
Baba Rasmus Stadium.
Who can say AstroTurf do it?
I you know you're saying Yami Adoma, AstroTurf no.
MPP, my na AstroTurf Senator Ghana. Vamiensa, privately owned. I'm saying back when estate. Yeah, over 120 as and then Uko Rania baby go jira. And the MPP ni abama AstroTurf ni ho. And nothing now say a protected party ni making sure say I hear things right. Na woman so a position no could page omusa omo person obi abeba ho bi. It is numbers we want. Let's invite everybody to join us and let us win this election. Resounding victory.
What him say nipa ono so ye oye obi a make us was save another situation a year. Sarah Josafo.
Ajosafo.
When Aaron Makokwe neba okay come by now a whole lot eventually Abranche na kutu no and no feel say and sa na kuta mu Abranche ni mu no na so pa she was also peeved
but thanks vice president ayade
oh yeah
look, the vice president has something that you have not observed though. Kwamina Japan, look at Oyone Etono. Yeah, ordinary, you see him saying, oh yeah, Odia Frantuechi, Wanko, Adinta, vice president, Adjuasafo, vice president. I think that vice president made several approaches. Ken, you're too about he want to Canada Japan. What did I say? Just to reconcile and get them all on board. And he was happy the day he saw Canada Japan in Kumasi. He exclaimed. He was so happy. And that is what we want to happen in the party. Assemble by before the air, but Nipa Bia will be. But the leadership, so the way and manner we approach it can also resolve the issue. Offer be no say near move on. Come on. Yes, and a tin. While in Muadia and one end up near independent candidates. This year, I can speak for Ashanti region. We decided to qualify everybody to avoid the situation of protecting some MPs, which created the whole independent. But unfortunately, it still didn't resolve the issue. Because of the Akoma was as a bit of BH, on sin hand be push you be. Otherwise, there will be a contest. Look, the other issue that I want to say here is the album.
I used to be about also any day.
I do him did not contest because he didn't trust in the album. In many other places. Independent, some of them did not contest because they said that with this album, even if I contest, I will lose. And then also, yeah, okay. Yeah, come. Yeah, album, my genuine album, yes, any papa cook of the bush and 410. No assassin in Crawford. Yeah, the beer to pay rules. So, allowance every month. The better want to tell you, even if you're a part man now, or per person of a contest here. Won't mean contest because album will be in higher in the bottom. Nina near my years, yeah. The Beko and near graduates, near a better party. There be this is all
right.
And this coming election, party member be on Nika be a copper card because you never to.
Oh, sir. That's what more anticipated.
Your campaign message, you know, the copper chairman, a campaign message. National chairman.
Okay.
So, you do the national chairman.
Bajamaya.
Oh, win him. Chairman Bakope. Chairman, Ashanti Regional Chairman, or National.
Oh, sir. I see. All right. Thank you.
Or Boa Juma. Or Winnie Power.
Yeah, all right. Okay. All right. Doc.
Yes.
My na me has meet my fa. Maybe na ka 7 minutes, but me has meet my fa course kakra na fi. Iwia na ya toaso na ya gya ho kwan. But you ubetima baba no intintem dem amesere. Memma wa 30 seconds na waka wasem. Nti boni nyina to for 30 seconds na yenko 0322498035. 0243114497. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Very bad.
Hello,
Hello. Yes, sir. Me too, Munia.
Lawyer, I think I'll offer anything else, so that I'm not a lawyer. Lawyer, the party say, Supreme Committee of the time, when you grassroots put to them this year, the American people, I get them. you have a unit, you go to course, and you can a full nation, you have to make unit mark. You got to make a banner community, all scanning tax the Yamaba, and only come away. Young people, and majority, young Tanya, and then you go to see over 10 years for them. I say, you're probably your company. You'll be a hot day.
All right, me that's say, Kojopoku, Michelle, why, Kojopoku, me fashion designer, no. Kojo, good morning, Asafo. Hello, good morning. Major Suminia. It's your large, yeah.
I'm sorry, it's not all the going. Okay, the person, my mother, it could be that by not opening with a 89 minutes. I think it would be put up about what you can it's to make a thing which we what we the most like nothing more from the two, but I'm saying about the body unity. The same thing. At the most thing, nothing to do, but I'm saying the 2 years.
May I say, Emfawi, good morning.
The very much.
May you so?
Oh, yeah.
May I pa? I want to see you. I'm into you.
Manager only Abeja for me. Also, I'm happy before by 8 years, but I know what I say. Oh, Kasa. Oh, we made me say, yes, Santo Abama, Dr. Baumia. Baumia is the chairman of the economic management team. Baumia is in charge of the police council. But the security and your papa, your seeker, as a lay up South to Abama, Abawi. That means you have to see more. We say no, I'm to pay to the
exactly.
I'm to the Biana to pay to the Bia, Diana, boy, the still we see into about mouth.
May I say, Emfawi, so Encoy, no bad wine in Tintin. Hello, good morning.
I'll tell you here.
Major Sue.
I tell Hamza, if I can see you.
Nyame adom community.
Na ti ara me to fa bi e ko we bi na me bara aba to for ma je ko ra mo su.
Sao.
Aba to for ma ta yare ni kwa.
O ma ji be ya.
O ma ji ji yare mo ko e bi afa pam pa so mo ko kwa nya agro kwa.
Oh, I see.
Aba to for kuru. Na ye ka nyina na se. Oh, Supreme Court na e ti dara ji ti ano. Ye wo ni bibi o. So, o mo se gay asana da so court o gay. Look I. We say and that gay case na see na case o to fa na sai sa si na ade ni we yin tu ko ko mo no e da so and that parliament that by ya and o to that is for monday and no kwa me we do so ma se na ba de abra gay je ni ba o mo what you can and you want to you me and no obe be ni fiti o mo people be na be ni fiti o mo kwa no mo e no be threat na o mo say o mo dey dey you mo can so put that the time
that's it Hamza, thank you but this will be my last caller na yenkoyin good morning
and specified officials.
Nyame adom boko mba joni
Discuss this.
Roma for the
president,
Mama Fancha Cafe, the Kamala, the corporation from Panama. You can go Fancha.
Of course,
I find that I know what you
clearly there.
You know, but you say, I can afford to be shot.
On Monday,
I do with the young for what you so
hours.
let's not put soap on
There were
the
reasons
no, yeah, think about the idea.
those.
All about your tiff, you
are aware of it.
The check nurses worker.
Yet
The check that workers in Ethiopia go well assembly to Ethiopia.
That's
You know, I'm saying, I'm going to hospital. Why? I got to come up first one to come up at one. And now, I'm not police.
You as leader.
What's what is our question?
As majority leader, you are saying that this was service because
me da say infancy high for frequency hana yenko doc e dey na kechato yenfa yenkomo ni si
please
and as here nana jeni mboatin
nana
jeni mbara mama
don't go there
nana woda
we dey nana araruma
nana woda nti yes
no my chocolate baba
my chocolate they so oni hobi
they say we kra na we betimi anya chocolate abai
any friend or not friend no be sort why no do chat
the mechanic say yeah happen no yeah a learning process for you nyina obi a hwe baby na ya mesere say ya listeners no so no ye nyina ye sua de e sa nti bibi wo ho na wo yesa wiase kura wa adwem kura mie ade bi ebesi bia wo so osua bibi
frame right
the American say ye nyina we are learning from what is happening in parliament and the be democracy na hu grow because ye nim the ebesi the next future say bia parliament bit me your only opposition na ye how do we manage that she ye be na ye de beto ye sua mra so ade na ye be ye e wiase is a learning process nti ye nyina ye mie yasum na ye mie adwem na yentimi ensua de enfiri mu na ye stand bi ho a because me take call ya kan LGBT ni situation ni way different from it
me that say thank you very much lawyer.
A night of prayer for Ghana 28th of October ye share wa kwashi Aidan Hall Culture Center
Kobompire
software 500 any a GD for ever bompire more dinner pa Ghana.
Wow.
Now as we do the physical, let us be conscious of
ahead of the elections, right?
Ahead of the election. One will say this short period, lorry accident in the pay it be say bronya, but when you bronya election related accidents,
87.9
ritually motivated accidents, we need to wake up as a country and pray. And yeah, commission let us pray against that so that ya dof will be favorable to abandon ya 23 no oboase kwan so wan kwan
oboase de kwa de say fridge si kamu na ehun asema ba na driver fridge no ensi ye na ha kra fridge ni driver etwanani abehwe say mpacho munya abotre na mema me mate yi de na ka na ginesem nipa be 13
are you serious?
I mean,
this is not ordinary. And yes, 28. Ghana for more adwene pass Ghana and
Kenya ba.
Mumra 98 na my advert na my.
Yo, yeah.
The flyers in Bebrem na my advertise.
Yate.
That's it. Yes, am pesika so. Ade yes adwuma na wie pay you.
Right. Thank you very much. Lawyer, that's a pa Lawyer William Kusi. And me so na I mean, me aware pa. Me aware pa. Na Chris Fashion kojo mamenchia Chris Fashion wo asafo otie me pa no pe o say ase ne enche obey name nti o ka kire me na maba kojo ye beba wa ne aba beboa kama na ne anya birthdays no na yenfa starting from which end. Okay, yen share right, so say happy birthday to Ma Ewura Adwoa from the entire family and friends. We wish you all the best. Nti Ma Ewura Adwoa, and your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Special one. In fact, nipa wade ba no, I don't know, but that is a birthday special one for you. Ma Ewura Adwoa, and your birthday. Happy birthday to you. And I feel so. I say happy birthday to Evelyn Arthur, also known as Ama Adepa. You are a beautician at Asokwa, close to Fort Junction. May the good Lord continue to show you mercy, bless you and protect you from enemies, and may He continue to strengthen you and the family. We thank God for how far He has brought you. From your children, Majua, Jeff, Melissa, and the entire family to you. Enjoy the moment, Evelyn. Happy birthday to you, Evelyn Arthur, and your birthday. And I feel so and Nana Ejenim Boatin the first Amama Hene, former managing director of the Cocoa Processing Company. Nana, and your birthday. Happy birthday to you. From the entire team, yeah, we show well. Nyankopon koswa mawa huoding na koswa som oman Ghana any asantemai. May the good Lord be good to you. Nana Ejenim Boatin. Amama Hene, Anna, happy birthday to you. Enjoy your day. Happy birthday to you. Right. Yadijumade ni siha. Mamena obibini akwen mensa ase Benjamin Edu omone produce show na no pay. Na na ade ko social media live. Na Chris Fashion ni nyina ye machiao nti that is that. Mamena wase Emmanuel say wusunsoso o say Nyame adom ene wasua de apart from the show. Nyame adom a yebehia bio ochina that is Monday anopa yebehia. Have a nice day. Akoya ne mensa obibini take you over with Abibi Nstroma. Have a nice day.